thickness இருக்கும். Okay, yeah, so okay, பரவாயில்ல. இப்போ என்னோடது வந்து எம்எஃப் ஜெய்சன் அப்படின்னு இருக்கும். அது எப்படி இருக்கும் மொபைல்லையா? ஸோ தட் நீங்கள் வந்து இந்த கமெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து அதுக்கு கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா இட் பி பெட்டர். ஸோ மொபைலில் தான் பார்க்க முடியும். ஸ்க்ரீனில் ஐ கான்ட் see the இது. ஸோ 2 லாகின் இருக்கும். யா அக்ஷய் எஸ். அது எப்படி இருக்கு? மொபைல்னு இருக்கா? இப்போ எல்லாமே வருது. கௌதம் வணக்கம், சுபலட்சுமி அவங்கள இப்போல்லாம் மொபைலில் வருது. பர்ஃபெக்ட். சேட்டுன்னு இருக்கு. எம்எஃப் ஜெய்சன் சேட். அப்போ அதில் பண்ணிவிடுங்க. அப்போ எனக்கு இந்த மொபைல்லேருந்து ரீட் பண்ண முடியும். How are you all? எக்ஸாம் ஒரு ஃபியர், டென்ஷன் எல்லாம் வரல. நியூ சென்டரில் திஸ் இஸ் மை ஆஃபீஸ். ஆடிட் ஆஃபீஸை இருந்து அதை ஒரு வீடியோ ரூமாக கொரோனா பீரியடில் கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிடுது. This is 500 meters away from my home. 500 meters. Okay. Yeah, so even if it is afternoon session, we will address this as a evening session. I told you many times it's all about the psychological thing only. So we address the gathering only as good evening. Okay, so first of all, it is accounts. You know, it's full of assumptions. The assumptions are, it's a pleasant evening. You have taken lunch very, very, very long time back. You're all very energetic today. This evening session. Climate is so good. Superb climate. செம்ம எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி அசம்ஷனில் தான் நம்ம ப்ரொசீட் பண்ணுறோம். அதனால் எடுத்தோடனே டோன்ட் டெல் குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன் அண்ட் ஆல். ஓகே, மார்னிங்லேருந்து குளிக்காமல் இப்போ தான் நானே குளிச்சுட்டு வரேன். ஐ மீன் ஒரு ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷாக இருக்குதுக்கு. ஃபைன். Okay, so let's proceed. So let's not waste lot of time. So எல்லாம் பார்க்குறதுக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. அகெயின் அட்ரெஸிங் யூ, இட்ஸ் வெரி ஹாப்பி திங். இந்த பேட்சில் சொன்னதுனால தான் இன்னுமே வந்து தாடி எடுக்காமல் இருக்கேன். அந்த தாடி நல்லா இருக்குன்னு சொன்ன பேட்ச் பசங்க இங்கே இருக்கீங்களான்னு தெரில. நீங்கள் சொன்னதுனால நான் அப்படியே தாடியோடு மெயின்டைன் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்கேன். எனிவே பசங்களை கேங்க, என்ன சார் தாடி வச்சுட்டு இருக்கீங்க அப்படின்ட்டு. ஓகே, ஸோ let's proceed. So we have 4 sessions, 4 revision classes. So for accounting 2 sessions and advanced accounting 2 sessions, totally 4 revision classes. Now objective of this revision class is like this. 2 classes, how we have planned is, one is for all chapters other than accounting standard, and accounting standard will be one day before the examination. If tomorrow 2 to 5 exam means today morning 6:30 to 9, like that 2.5 hour session will be there for accounting standard. So that at 20 marks lump we should be getting it. Mandatory 20 marks we should get. Then today and tomorrow what we are planning is the chapters. Chapters is what we are planning. Chapters revision is what we are planning other than accounting standard. But today accounting chapters other than accounting standard. Tomorrow advanced accounting chapters other than accounting standard, and you will be given the date for the accounting standard revision class. It is normally to be understood as one day prior to the examination. So like that only it has been planned. Okay, so this is one. Number 2 objective is that, my dear friends, it is not like we are going to, do not come with these expectations straight away. Let me put those things. So sir is going to tell important chapters. Sir is going to give important questions. The school illa, definitely I don't have any role to play with the examination committee, etc. So thereby, and I am not an astrologer, I am not having any divine power, superhuman power la illa. First straight away சொல்லு, நான் அப்படியே யோசிச்சேன்னா அப்படி பார்த்தேன்னா டக்குன்னு வந்துருச்சு ஒரு கொஸ்டின், அதை உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்குறேன். அது வரும். இந்த மாதிரி கிளாஸில் தான் சொல்லி ஏமாத்திருப்பேன். Maybe like just before the break I would have told, this is the examination question I would have told, for you not to be disturbed with the break. அந்த மாதிரி எதுவும் இல்லை. ஸோ தேர் பை ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட் ஹாவ் தட் எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன். அப்போ வாட் இஸ் திஸ் செஷன் ஃபார்? திஸ் செஷன் இஸ் லைக் 12 chapters, module 2 6 chapters, module 3 6 chapters, 12 chapters quick. மொத்த what we have done in 200 plus hours, 200 plus hours we have done for these 12 chapters. அத ஒரு 2 hoursல how we are going to recall every aspects, so that with this revision maybe from today onwards 2 days and before the examination 2 days you can practice accounts. With that definitely you can secure. Originally we told you 50 plus you should be in a position to secure if you attend the classes alone. With this revision classes we can boost it up to 65 70s minimum. அதுக்கப்புறம் உங்க talent to bring it to 80s and 90s and all. அப்போ recap all the chapters so that every question that comes in the examination you can attempt at least. If not getting correct answer, that is in your hand. The efforts and other aspects count, but at least every question you should be in a position to attempt. You should go to the examination hall with basic knowledge about all the chapters. The objective, that's all. அதோட சேர்த்து, like if I am a student, I always go with a certain amount of predictions, and if it is coming then I will be happy. If it is not coming I will not be feeling sad. So it is not like happy opposite sad எல்லாம் கிடையாது. If my predictions are coming true I will be happy. If my predictions not coming true immediately அச்சோ அப்படின்னு நான் ஷாக் ஆகி அப்படியே வந்து பயங்கர ஃபீல்லாம் ஆக மாட்டேன். பட் நேச்சுரலி எவ்ரி ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ரைட் ஃப்ரம் 10th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்லேருந்து ஒரு பேசிக்கான ஒரு ப்ரெடிக்ஷனில் போவேன். அது எப்படி ப்ரெடிக்ஷன் அப்படின்னு ரொம்ப சிம்பிளான லாஜிக் தான். இது இன்னும் அப்படியே பயங்கரமான சயின்டிஃபிக் டெக்னிக்லாம் இல்லை. வாட் ஹேட் மோர் கான்சென்ட்ரேட்டட் appear presentation in the previous paper, that will have less effect in the current paper or coming paper, that's all. So which chapter has come for more marks in the previous examination, that will have lesser effect in the coming examination. What did not had more effect in the previous exam will have more effect in the coming exam. In the basis la we will discuss few areas of few chapters. அது கடைசியா தான் சொல்லுவேன். Some students are waiting, சார் ஒரு 5 questions இல்லை 5 ஏரியாஸ் சொல்லுவார், அதை படிச்சுட்டு போகலாம் அப்படின்லாம் இருந்துராதீங்க. மெனி டைம் ஒரு 60-70% கரெக்ட் ஆகிருக்கு, 30% கரெக்ட் ஆகாமல் வந்திருக்கு. ஸோ கரெக்ட் ஆனால் வந்து சொல்லுவாங்க, கரெக்ட் ஆகலை they are not going to curse me is what I believe. ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த சாப்டர் வருது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அது வரலன்னா அந்த படுபாவி சொன்னால் அதனாலே படிச்சுட்டு போனேன் அப்படின்லாம் shouldn't be happening. Okay, so let's keep our objective very very simple. Let's proceed. Today accounting revision class, my dear friends. Accounting revision class. Accounting for group 1. Revision class 1. This is other than entire syllabus, other than accounting standards. I could say other than module 1. Means primarily it is focused on module 2 and module 3 of accounting. Okay, let's proceed further, my dear friends. Module 2 la you have 6 chapters, module 3 la you have 6 chapters. Even though number wise we have only 5 chapters in module 2, we consider 6 chapters. What and all? It is financial statement of companies, that is one chapter. Cash flow statement, these two are single chapter in study module. We in our classroom consider this as 2 different chapters. So next we have, my dear friends, redemption of preference share capital, redemption of debentures, and then we have, my dear friends, the profit or loss prior to incorporation, and then we have bonus issue. These are the bonus and the rights issue. Bonus and the rights issue. Like that we have 6 chapters in module 2. In module 3, my dear friends, we have insurance claims, investment accounts. Then we have branch accounts, departmental accounts. So then we have, my dear friends, the other 2 topic, single entry and hire purchase. Like that we have 6 chapters, my dear friends. For module 2 6 chapters, module 3, 6 chapters. So I said I will convey at the end. Straight away, let me tell you what happens and all. So last time I didn't expect any question from financial statement of company. I expected 5-mark question, and cash flow statement a big 15-mark question is what I expected. But last examination both came for 10 marks. So cash flow statement I predicted it will come for indirect method 15 marks, it came for 10 marks. So then financial statement of companies I expected 5 marks, it came for 10 marks. The reverse happened. Okay. So this time, last time the problem was purely based on SOPL problem. SOPL problem. Upon this time, what could be expected? Every aspect of the chapter should be covered. First of all, in the 12 chapters, there will be presence in the examination. Is it for 15 marks or 10 marks or 5 marks? That's all you should be knowing. All the 12 chapters question will come in the examination. It is not like, no, which are the chapters will come, which are the chapters will not come. Nowadays, question paper, last 5 question paper, you see all the 12 chapters, at least for 5 marks, minimum 5 marks presence, it is there in the exam. Remotely, ஏதாவது ஒரு chapter, ஏதாவது ஒரு exam miss ஆயிருக்குமே தவிர, 1 out of 12 miss ஆயிருக்குமே தவிர, every chapter has got presence. Okay. அப்போ, there could be probably a problem from balance sheet, which is the same given. I could see in the RTP also, they gave only a balance sheet problem. So, in the recent RTP, November 2023 RTP, balance sheet problem is given, which is the problem we already solved in the classroom. So, balance sheet problem. Then it could be a managerial remuneration problem. Long time they didn't ask 5 mark managerial remuneration problem. Study module question, last 5 years RTP, if any question come from managerial remuneration, those questions only you should be solving, my dear friends. Either a balance sheet problem, managerial remuneration problem. Cash flow statement again, this RTP has given the same hint only. So that is direct method, but it could be not a 5-mark problem. It could be potentially a 10-mark question. A very nice question has been added in the recent RTP covering the direct method. I hope you would have covered the RTP. If not, that problem should be solved, my dear friends. Then redemption of debentures, we had only a 5-mark presence during the last 2 examination. So highly there could be a chance for 10 marks from redemption of debenture. Can even surprise you by giving a 15-mark question also, redemption of debenture. So redemption of debenture, redemption of preference share capital combined usually comes for 15 marks, and there could be a chance there they will mix redemption of preference share, redemption of debenture and bonus together, all the 3 together for a 20-mark question. Up to the November 22 examination, you had 1 20-mark question directly. One time profit or loss paid incorporation, other time investment account, other time this cash flow statement 20 marks. Like that, different 20 marks had come in the exam. But in the last examination paper, we did not have a 20-mark question. It was everything was into 10 marks, 10 marks, 10 marks. Like that breakup only we had. So there is a chance they may merge all these things. Usually this can come for a 5-mark question, or normal 8-mark question can come. Bonus issue, normally it can come for a 5-mark question. Then insurance claims, last 3 times continuous they are asking loss of stock. Appo last time they should have tested with loss of profit. In the high chance is there for loss of profit. Again, based on previous paper or analysis, the high chance for loss of profit. Investment accounts, my dear friends, the previous examination November 22, it was a problem on equity, that is investment in equity share. Last examination we had equity share and bonds. About this time it could be investment in bonds exclusive problem, might be, or it could be from equity share treatment of transfer of rights. That problem for a long time did not come. So if it is come right and if it is X right, so when you transfer right, what is the treatment? All those things we'll discuss today. Branch any times they were asking the stock and data system, my dear friends. So this time it could be an independent branch problem. உடனே வந்து uncomfortable மோடுக்கு ஜோனுக்கு போக வேண்டாம். It could be, அதனால இந்த ஒரு ஏரியாவை கொஞ்சம் ஃபோக்கஸ்டா படிக்கணும். Independent branch problem, I will tell you how to approach towards that particular topic, independent branch problem. Or in the dependent branch problem, it could be a debtor system where presentation of single account, branch account. Foreign branch varudhu chance irukana. Last time I expected foreign branch, it came only for 5 marks. மறுபடியும் இதுக்கு வருமா வராதான்னு அந்த எக்ஸாமினர்கிட்ட இருக்கு. I expected foreign banks and last it came and I expected for 15 marks but it came for 5 marks. Departmental accounts, my dear friends, last 3 times the same type of question comes. What is the same type of question? They will give opening stock, purchases, sales, closing stock, and they will give some common expenses. Allocation based on question would have mentioned you should be preparing the departmental trading P&L. Stock reserve computation is the key. Stock reserve computation is the key. And a long time they were not testing this managerial remuneration problem. Managerial remuneration problem involving department accounts. அதே மாதிரி once in ஒரு 3 exam the markup account அதனாலேயே கொஞ்சம் பயமாக தான் இருக்கு. So suddenly last time I expected but did not come. So maybe this time they may shift that markup account. So the departmental memorandum markup account, memorandum stock account problem area, my dear friends, கொஞ்சம் காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ் தான். அதுவும் மிஸ் பண்ணாம அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு தடவை பார்த்துட்டு போங்க. You may ignore also provided you have confidence about all the chapters, because anyway 120 mark you have a choice. Single entry la again we can expect a conversion method problem. And higher purchase la 2 times they asked the cash price computation. Last examination la what came was repossession based accounting, complete accounts based on repossession. But this time there could be a computation, maybe a computation interest calculation, an interest rate is missing, IRR. நமக்கு அதனால தான் வேர்ட் ஆஃப் காஷனாக சொல்கிறோம், சில அன்கம்ஃபர்டபுள் ஏரியாஸ் வர சான்சஸ் இருக்கு. மேபி லாஸ்ட் எக்ஸாமினேஷன் அண்ட் ஓல்டு சிலபஸ்னால ரொம்ப ஈஸியாகவும் செட் பண்ண சான்சஸ் இருக்கு. ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கேல்குலேஷன் லாங் டைம் they didn't ask you, there could be potential chance of interest calculation, or it could be a simple problem on repossession without accounts. What is the agreed value of repossession? Then the repossessed goods sold again after repairing, so what is the profit on sale, like that question and all those things we will discuss. The mari a small analysis was made, my dear friends. Okay, you can also check the last paper. Ada base panni da I analyzed 4 papers. So right from May 22, November 22, May 23. From that what could be possible in November 23, like that only normal analysis. As a student I have done, not as person with divine power, not as person with astrological skills. Student if I am going to appear this November exam, what from my mind I will focus more, or I will not omit அந்த மாதிரி ஏரியாஸ் தான். அதனால இது என்னமோ இதை படிச்சா போறோம் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி எதுவும் நம்பிடாதீங்க. ஓகேவா? Can I proceed further? So let's proceed, my dear friends. Module 3, because module 3 areas இந்த இடத்துல நிறைய டைம் சான்ஸ். அதே மாதிரி cash flow, financial statement of company, not many things to discuss. Audio disturbed இந்த ஆபீஸ்ல இது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம். ஹலோ சரியாது ப்ராப்ளம். Hello. ஐயோ, hello. Audible, but some issues are there, no? Now totally blank. பக்கா பக்கா அப்படின்றாங்க. சம் ஆர் சேயிங் பக்கா. ஓகே ஃபைன். ஸோ விச் மீன்ஸ் என்னோட எக்ஸ்பர்ட் லெவலே வந்து ஒர்க் ஆயிடுச்சு. அன்பிளக்டு டெஸ்ட் எடுக்க. ஹலோ 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 நல்லா தானே இருக்கு. நவ் டன். இப்போ கேட்குதா? என்னை பற்றி ஏதாவது புருடு அடிச்சேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், டக்குன்னு மைக் ஆஃப் ஆகிடுது. ஓகே ஒழுங்க டாப்பிக்கே பேசுகிறேன். ஓகே லெட்ஸ் லெட்ஸ் ப்ரொசீட். நான் ஓகே தானே? கேன் ஐ ப்ரொசீட்? Fine. So I told you that no module 2 order first we'll focus on module 3. ஒரு டாபிக்கும் 10 minutes ஒரு ஃபோக்கஸ்டாக இது பண்ணுவோம். So let's start with the chapter that we started with. So our chapter that we started with was insurance claims. In that, my dear friends, there are 3 problem areas: loss of stock, loss of profit, and then under loss of profit, insurable amount, computation insurable amount. Suddenly they can surprise you with that particular question, insurable amount calculation. Okay, so 10 into 60 minutes அதுதானே சார் அப்படின்னு சபரிஷ் இஸ் ஆஸ்கிங். அது எதுவுமே சொல்லலை. ஓகே ஸோ லெட்ஸ் நான் இன்னைக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப அதிகமாக இது மொக்க போட வேண்டாம், அதெல்லாம் ஸ்டாப்டு. ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம ப்ரொசீட் பண்ணுவோம். அப்போ லாஸ் ஆஃப் ப்ராஃபிட்டை நான் மோர் ஆன்டிசிபேட் பண்ணுறதுனால let's start with loss of profit. How much profit we lost? Whatever sales that we lost, which we call it as short sales. Short sales into GPR will be the basic claim. Sales lost into GPR. How to tell them how much sales I have lost? If fire does not happen, then or did not happen, what are the sales anticipated? How can you anticipate? By comparing with the previous year. Oh, this year because of fire I am affected for 5 months. My business was affected for 5 months. Last year same 5 months how much sales? Then this year did I expect any increase or decrease? Based on that I anticipate this much sales if fire was not there. Because of fire either I made zero sales or little amount of sales, that I deduct to find out how much sales I have lost. So that is how we find out the short sales. Then we will find out something called GPR. So GPR, my dear friends, is nothing but GP by sales into 100, and this is relating to preceding year. And if there is any trend for GPR, separately mentioned. Trend for sales is different from trend for GPR. So confuse agama, clarity. If there is GPR trend given, increase by 2%, 3%, suppose it is 18%, increase by 2%, it is not 2% of 18%, it is 18% plus 2%, it is 20%. Like that we told you directly we should consider. But this GP is equal to, say suppose you have sales, you have cost of goods sold, you have gross profit, normal trading gross profit, normal trading gross profit. Then you have fixed charges, fixed expenses is what we call it as standing charges, which is covered by the policy, mentioned in the policy. We call it as insured standing charges. Not covered by the policy, uninsured standing charges. In P&L there could be some variable cost also. There can be some indirect income also. And finally we arrive net profit. What is net profit? Gross profit plus indirect income minus these expenses, we get net profit. But for this policy, it is net profit plus insured standing charges. But by adding these two, this income is also automatically included because it is there in the net profit. But this income is not going to be affected by fire, and we don't want this money from insurance company. Thereby we should deduct. But finally gross profit is equal to net profit plus insured standing charges minus indirect incomes like interest, dividend, etc. This is what we do. Suppose there is no information given relating to indirect income, then this you need not write separately in a formula and all. Basically it is net profit plus insured standing charges. That part of the fixed cost which is mentioned in the policy is what we told, my dear friends, all of you. Now by adding these numbers, expresses a percentage of previous year sales and increased or decreased by trend will give you gross profit ratio. Thus short sales into GPR will give you gross profit on short sales, which is the basic claim. The basic claim number one. In addition to this, some expenditure I incur after fire to increase the sales after fire. Some expenditure I will incur after fire to increase the sales. Sir, is it some promotional expenses? Not basically promotional expenses. It is because of fire I am going to have a drastic fall in sales. To compensate that fall, to avoid that fall, I incur some expenditure called increased working expenditure or increased cost of working, increased cost of working or increased. This also will be compensated. In addition to that, increased working expenditure, but that will have some numbers, my dear friends. What and all? Na? Increased working expenditure into gross profit on A18 or number, adjusted annual turnover, divided by gross profit on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charges. So we don't have time to explain all the logics again and all. So we just recalling those sequence of steps only. Adukappuram we have GP on theta, GP on theta. Then we have something called actual expenditure. Now these three numbers whichever is less, these three numbers whichever is less is what going to be claim for increased working expenditure. Now these two will be added. From this there will be something called savings in insured standing charges, because in GP on short sales what is included? Net profit included, standing charges included. Up in that standing charge, if you save something which will be mentioned in the question, that saving should be deducted. Savings in insured standing charges should be deducted. That way you will be getting something called gross claim. Adukku munnadi you should be knowing something about this A18. No, what is that? It is 12-month sales immediately preceding the date of fire. Fire occurred on 1st August 23. It is 1st August 22 till 31st July 23. In the 12-month sales plus you will be adjusting trend, you will be getting adjusted annual turnover. Sales during 12 months immediately preceding the date of fire plus or minus trend. Trend can be plus or minus. You will be getting adjusted annual turnover. On this adjusted annual turnover, multiply the gross profit ratio, the same GPR what you computed for GP on short sales calculation, then you will be getting GP on AAT. Like that you should be applying. You will be getting AAT, then multiply by GPR, you will get GP on AAT. Use it for computation of claim for IWE. So then you get gross claim. Then for final claim or net claim, you should compare GP on AAT, compare with the policy amount. If the policy amount is already greater na, no problem, it is completely insured. But if the policy amount is less than GP on AAT na, then you should apply the average clause. What is that? Gross claim into policy amount divided by GP on AAT will be the net claim. And if you have firefighting expenses, my dear friends, even that also should be added to the gross claim in computation of claim, final claim. The steps. சரி, இப்போ அந்த 8 steps following first ஒரு sum. So many things told. Step by step you told, no sir. 8 steps you remember, no sir. And 8 steps, can you tell one more time? What is it? Now, first, primarily, you should identify something called compensation period. What is that, sir? Fire came. Because of fire, we are affected for some period. So that is called fire affected period. Then there is another period called indemnity period. If both the period mentioned in the policy indemnity period, if both the period given, take whichever is lower, that period what we call as compensation period. Most of the questions you don't have complication, they will directly give you compensation period. Seri, once that period is identified, for that period compute short sale. For that period compute short sales, my dear friends. But short sales கண்டுபிடிக்க trend very important. அப்போ trend பத்தி what I have told in the exam class na, trend related trend information given, trend information not given, trend information given, trend information not given. Trend information given na, take that as it is. Trend information not given. Question le trend or word not mentioned. Question le trend or word not mentioned. So then you should check whether comparable sales exist. Comparable sales. What is comparable sales? Last year sales, this year sales, or 2 previous year sales. Like that comparable sales exist. So comparable sales na comparable period. 12 months, 12 months, 5 months, 5 months, 8 months, 8 months. அப்படின்னு comparable. அந்த மாதிரி comparable sales exist na, then compare it, find out increase or decrease and express that increase or decrease as a percentage, which we call it as trend. Do you understand, my dear friends? சரி, suppose 12 months comparability இருக்கு, 3 months comparability இருக்கு, which I should take? Which I should take for the comparability? 12 months comparability 3 months comparability we should take 12 months comparability. Like that we told you, my dear friends, and the comparability base பண்ணி find out increase or decrease, accordingly trend should be taken. Suppose question la trend in word not given. Similarly, they have not given comparable sales also. Appo you can imply that there is no trend. There is no trend. Hope you are following this, all of you. It is not necessary that all the question should have trend. Appo short sales computation ku sales during corresponding compensation period of previous year plus or minus trend will give you expected sales minus actual sales will give you short sales. Appo last year 5 months I was having some 6 lakhs. Trend some 20% I am expecting increase na, so 1,20,000. But this year fire affected period I was expecting 7,20,000, but somehow I could do only 2 lakhs na. Appo this 5,20,000 is called short sales. I could do 2 lakhs. This is actual sales. Happened in, sir, you are affected by fire. How did you do sales? Literal sales I do. Wow, I am affected. How na? I could not. So that is what I am telling, fire affected. Appo I lost 5,20,000. 5,20,000 will they give? No. In this profit element they will give. Suppose profit element 25% GPR na, that portion they will give. So in the GPR ku separate computation, net profit plus insured standing charges. ரொம்ப simple topic. Maybe recall பண்ணும்போது ஏதோ பயங்கரமா இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும், ஈஸியா இருக்கும். Simple information will be given. So like that we should be calculating GP on short sales. Then claim for IWE, அதுக்கு you should first calculate GP on AAT. First you should calculate GP on AAT. Suppose immediate 12 month sales, the question should tell. So So question should tell immediate 12 months previous sales na, and the 12 months sales will be taken. அதே மாதிரி sales trend if any should be applied and will be getting AAT. இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு கேர்ஃபுல் பாயிண்ட் என்னன்னா, சப்போஸ் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இந்த 12 month sales question did not tell you took bits and pieces of sales from different years and you are joining this 12 months. இந்த 12 months டைரக்டா கொஸ்டின்ல not given. You took bits and pieces 8 months of last year, you took 4 months of this year, you took na, அப்ப trend should be applied only on the previous period portion. You should not apply trend on the entire 12 months like that. You remember? I don't know. So now you try to recall, my dear friends. Appo if question is directly given 12 months and you know that 12 months comprise of last year and current year na, but you don't know the breakup, na, then trend should be applied on entire 12 months. But if you know the breakup of this 12 months na, then you should apply trend only on the preceding year portion. All these things you remember or familiarity kondu vanda porom. Okay, appo the trend AAT trend mattum careful apply pannum. Question directly given 12 months, you apply trend on 12 months. You took the 12 months by taking various pieces. Oho, appo you apply trend only on the previous year portion. Like that we explained, my dear friends. Hope you remember. Once you get AAT, apply GPR, you get GP on AAT. Using GP on AAT, compute claim for IWE. IWE should be given in the question. That you can't compute. IWE will be given. Claim for IWE only you are calculating. Some question they directly give claim for ICW அப்படின்னு given na, அப்போ அதல claim already computed. அப்போ it is not ICW, it is claim for ICW na. All those computation already made and you should be knowing. Hope you are following this. Understood? So these are the things you should take care of. Step 1, compensation period, short sales, GPR, GP on short sales, GP on AAT, claim for ICW, gross claim, net claim. Like that we have 8-step approach in computation of claim for loss of profit. காசுக்கு அப்புறம் இமீடியட்டா இன்னைக்கோ இல்ல நாளைக்கோ நேரா சம் எடுத்து ரெண்டு கொஸ்டினா போடுங்க. RTP கொஸ்டின் do ஒரு 5 years RTP ல எங்க வந்திருக்கோ loss of profit where it came, that question you solve, my dear friends, or examination question. So 2 question you solve, my dear friends. Preparation over. Now hearing only. Don't expect me to solve problem, example problem also, right? Appo it will take ஒரு chapter give me 2 hours. அந்த மாதிரி time we don't have, my dear friends. இந்த மாதிரி recalling தான் we can do. Over fast இருக்கா இல்ல இது உங்களுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கான்னு தெரியல. Hope you understanding. Shall we proceed? Okay. So இந்த ஒரு இதுலயே நம்ம இந்த ட்ரெண்ட்ல proceed பண்ணுவோம். So Rita. Okay. So Rita வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா, so what we are telling na, we incur this expenditure, extra expenditure, increase expenditure for what purpose na? To increase sales, during fire affected period, appo how much sales extra you could do because of this expenditure, that is called Rita. This concept you should not ask me formula which number minus which number and all. Question they will give different forms. Okay, so appo I told extra expenditure 50,000, sales it is 8 lakhs during fire affected period. Sales 8 lakhs, additional expenditure 50,000. This is for 70% of sales. Appo Rita how much? Additional expenditure 50,000. Sales during fire affected period 8 lakhs. This is for 70% of sales. Appo Rita how much? Additional expenditure 50,000. Sales 8 lakhs. During fire affected period I could do 8 lakh sales already made. Now additional expenditure 50,000. This is for 70% of sales. Oh, what is Rita? Very simple, my dear friends. They are telling this expenditure of 50,000 incurred for doing 70% of this sales. So the 70% of this sales is possible only because of this expenditure, and thereby 5,60,000 are Rita in this example. 5,60,000 is the Rita in this example. Sorry. Suppose I gave additional expenditure 50,000. I didn't give this. I am telling you if the expenditure not made, sales would have been only 3,50,000. Sales would have been only 3,50,000. அப்ப ரீட்டா என்ன? Like that if I tell now, what is the reta? எனக்கு என்ன வேணும்? இந்த எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்ல எக்ஸ்ட்ரா how much? If the expenditure not incurred 350, expenditure incurred and you already made 8 lakhs na, அப்ப extra how much? 450. அப்ப 450 தான் ரீட்டா. 450 தான் ரீட்டா. அது செகண்ட் scenario. இது ஒரே ஒரு scenario தான். What is the other scenario for finding reta? Another scenario for reta is nothing but, so additional expenditure 50,000 and question is silent about anything else. Anything else. Additional expenditure 50,000. Sales 8 lakhs. Sales 8 lakhs. Like that given. So nothing else is mentioned. அப்போ entire 8 lakhs ரீட்டா அப்படின்னு 3 scenario. This is a reta related discussion. வேற ஏதாவது doubts இருந்தா கேளுங்க. 8 stepsல any other doubts? All things I discussed. So what we did for 16 hours, 16 minutes, we have done something. So any other doubts that you have, please you raise, my dear friends. Okay. இந்த மாதிரி 16 minutes முடிக்கலாம். So any other doubts that you have? Okay, so let us now proceed further, my dear friends. Okay, இப்போ insurable amount, sometimes they can surprise you. இதுவும் last 4 examination they didn't ask, my dear friends. So a friend is asking AAT trend already conveyed. So AAT trend, AAT AT question directly given, trend should be applied na, takkunu you should apply the trend on the total sales. But if this AT you are only computing na, with taking some 9 months of previous year, 3 months of current year na, and the trend should be applied only on the 9 months portion of previous year, and the trend should be applied. This as it is should be taken and together will be giving you AAT. Siddharth or acknowledgement கொடுத்துருங்க. அப்போ when you found out AT of different periods you joined, அப்போ you know the breakup. In that case you should apply trend only on the preceding portion, not on the current year portion. இதுவே question direct given 80, adala you know current year portion included, previous year portion included, but you don't know the breakup. In that case you don't try to break up. Understood? சேர்ந்து இருக்கதை நீங்க பிரிச்சிராதீங்க, பிரிச்சு நீங்க எதுவும் பண்ண வேண்டாம். ஓகே, அது அப்படியே விட்டுருங்க. பிரிஞ்சு இருக்கிறதே பண்ணும்போது ப்ராப்பரா கொஞ்சம் கேர்ஃபுல்லா சேர்க்கணும், அவ்வளவுதான் விஷயம். understood-ஆ? ஸோ அவ்வளோதான் சொல்கிறோம். இது எப்படி வேணால் நீங்கள் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. நம்ம கிளாஸ் எப்போவுமே டிவைன் தான், நம்ம வேறு எதுவுமே சொல்ல மாட்டோம். ஓகே ஃபைன். ஸோ ப்ரொசீடிங் ஃபர்தர், மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், when there is combined question, there is a confusion relating to which GP we should take for stock and which we should take for profit when even last year GP is given. I don't know what is the need for confusion. So if loss of stock is there, loss of profit is there, loss of stock it is balancing figure in the trading account is a GP and GPR, and loss of profit we have a separate calculation. So loss of stock trading account balancing figure, loss of profit it is not trading account balancing figure, net profit plus insured standing charge is based on that you express GPA. So loss of stock na in the amount, loss of profit na addition of these two amounts. That's a thing, my dear friends. Here clear வரல நான் நினைக்கிறேன். So acknowledgement. Okay, thank you. So that's all. அது மற்றபடி trend given, GPR trend given na, that should be applied both for this GPR as well as this GPR, and the trend is separated, you should apply for both. Here only you already added na, no, that you added and you compute loss of stock. Now this is separately calculated. But again, and the loss of profit is separated, addition should be made, my dear friends. Okay, அப்ப GPR trend given, அதுவும் GPR trend should be given, sales trend இல்ல, GPR trend given na, the GPR trend should be applied for loss of stock as well as loss of profit. Okay va? Any other doubt do you have? Please you raise. பக்காவா clear-ஆ? Insurable amount, very simple, my dear friends. It can be like this: projected sales into projected GPR will give you projected gross profit, and this is the insurable amount plus increase in standing charges. That's all. This is the insurable amount. Projected sales, what is the expected sales? So how to find out expected sales? What was the recent sales? what is the expectation, increase or decrease expected, which is should be given, both should be given, sales should be given, expectation should be given. Based on that we take this particular projected sales. Similarly GPR again you should take what na, you should take net profit, and they won't give insured, uninsured and all, they will give standing charges. You should take net profit plus standing charges. Why is sir here like that? Now only you are going to take policy, you are advising them to take policy, advise them to take insure all the standing charges. When you are going to take policy, there is no concept of insured and uninsured. Understood? So, a client already policy taken and coming to you for calculation of claim na, yes, some insured, uninsured concept is there. Client coming to take your advice for taking policy na, then you advise him sure all the standing charges. Hope you are understanding, all of you. So that way, based on net profit and standing charges, you would have found out GPR. Either one way. I told you alternative solution enna, what you can do is that, so current year gross profit, whatever increase you expect for sales, same percentage of increase you can expect for gross profit also. So same trend you can apply for increase in gross profit. So then you can also add the increase in standing charges, bank OD, or increased fixed cost, increase rent, increase salary, etc. Increase standing charges, that you can add to arrive at, my dear friends, the insurable amount. What another problem area, my dear friends, we are following. The insurable amount, okay, two sums we have solved, and the two refer and go, okay. Finally, who knows, examiner can surprise you for the fourth time with the loss of stock. No, loss of stock. No, first we should prove how much stock we had just before fire. Adukku we prepare memorandum trading account, for which question will tell. I don't give other logic, and a question will give opening stock, purchases, sales. Question may also give GPR. We will arrive sales into GPR. Closing stock will be balancing figure representing stock on the date of fire. Sometimes GPR not given, but trading account of previous year. Which we will have opening stock, purchases, sales, closing stock given, GP balancing figure, express this GP as a percentage of sales, will get GPR. Adukapram we will apply on this. You are actually not tested with the price level changes so far. So அதனால அது இனிமே வருமா அப்படினு தெரியாது. So classroom la பண்ணினோம், அது நினைச்சு நீங்க வரி எல்லாம் பண்ண வேண்டாம். So you can just directly take this, my dear friends. So they will be testing most of the times with what? Purchase include machinery, consigned goods, sale or return transactions, and the mariana things da. So you should properly understand what and all items should be eliminated from trading account, and accordingly prepare the trading account. Trading account proper poda therinjale porum. So Modika is asking one doubt, sir, when computing the GPR, then should this increase in standing charges should be considered for computing GPR? Illapa. So increase in standing charges is a separate component to be added separately. Amodika, it is not to be considered for here and there also. Okay, so bank OD futurely it will come, other interest will come na. This year GPR we don't consider, my dear friends. Okay, fine. So this is what step number 1, GPR. By preparing trading account, if necessary, question is directly given GPR, no problem. Step 2, finding stock on date of hire. Step 3, what? Loss of stock. Stock on date of hire minus salvage value. One word we will add. It will not have relevance always. Sometimes will have relevance. Salvage value retained. Very good, very good. Salvage value retained. Like that one word we will add, my dear friends. For what purpose? Sometimes they will take some goods by the insurance company. What is retained by business alone to be considered? What is retained by business alone to be considered? Like for that purpose only salvage value retained. Current claim, policy amount, if it is less than stock on date of hire, upon net claim is equal to gross claim, and if you have firefighting expenses, that number into policy amount buy stock on date of hire. 4-step approach my dear friends. Okay, so இது loss of stock, more anticipation for loss of profit. அதனால டக்குன்னு இந்த சாப்டரை இப்போ முடிக்கிறேன். ஏதாவது வேற ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் கேளுங்க. we are moving into investment account. ஓகே, the first ஓகேவா, ஜெட்டா இருக்கா, ஃபாலோயிங்கா? இந்த மாதிரி பியூட்டிஃபுல் ஈவினிங் டைமில் ஸ்லோவாக ப்ரொசீட் பண்ண முடியாது. ஆனால் த சேம் டைம் ரொம்ப ஸ்பீடாக இருக்குது, ஃபாலோயிங்கே பண்ண முடியும். யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க். நம்பர் 1 டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தாலும் அப்பப்போ கேட்டுகிட்டே இருங்க. ஐ வில் சால்வ் இட் தென் அண்ட் தெர். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். வில் மூவ் டு த நெக்ஸ்ட் டாபிக் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். ஓகே, okay, thank you so much. Going to investment accounts. Fixed income bearing securities, variable income bearing securities. In the valuation rules, classification rules, we will take the accounting standard session. Accounting standard session or maybe 10 minutes we will discuss. இப்போ வேண்டாம். Direct fixed income bearing securities. So whether it is fixed or variable, when you buy investment, you should know we are paying money for two things. We are paying money for investment, we are paying money for interest. So always entry for buying investment will be investment debit, interest debit to bank. Sale na it is sale, variable la sale, sale இது purchase, இது sale. Sale na அப்படியே bank debit to investment to interest, அவ்வளவுதான். So buyer or seller, always this interest concept is involved my dear friends. Okay, சரி. இப்போ x interest come interest concept is there. X interest come interest. What is that concept? Excluding interest come including interest. So in the excluding interest means my dear friends, the given amount in the question does not include interest. Including interest na come interest means the given amount in the question include interest. Appo purchase for 1 lakh x interest na, this is the entry. You are paying money for investment, interest, credit bank. And the 1 lakh question given, no, that I will write against where? Purchase for 1 lakh x interest. Interest தான் சொன்னேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். 1 lakh purchase for x interest. X interest ஆரம்பிக்கும். X interest. அப்போ purchase for 1 lakh na, and the 1 lakh I will write against 1 lakh I will write against investment. Interest xo kammo, interest amount going to be same. Interest will be calculated by applying two rules. One is interest should be calculated on face value. So I would have purchased for 1 lakh. Face value of this investment is 90,000 na, you should calculate interest only on 90,000. Number 1. Number 2, it should be calculated for what period? I am holding for 1 month and he hold for 2 months. The last interest date to this transaction date. When was the last time the company paid interest? It's not a question of 1 year, 6 months and all. When was the company paid interest for the last time? That date till this date of purchase, my dear friends. Okay, for last interest date to transaction date, you should calculate interest. For face value into rate into this period divided by 12, because interest is for 12 months. So that way we'll be getting the interest amount together. We'll write against the bank. It's purchase of investment entry. Sale entry la what அப்படினா bankல nothing but net sale value plus interest. Net sale value plus interest plus net sale value plus interest. What do you mean by net sale value? Sale value minus selling expenses. Sale value minus selling expenses. இங்க கூட இன்வெஸ்ட்மென்ட் அப்படினா you should also consider the brokerage. இங்க brokerage will be added, and in case of sale value bankல brokerage will be deducted. Hope you should remember those points. Okay, sale பண்ணும்போது brokerage reduction, purchase பண்ணும்போது brokerage addition to the cost of investment. இதெல்லாம் you should remember. Okay, சரி, அப்போ like that you should make the entry my dear friends. Investment how much அப்படினா journal entry la always book value computed by using FIFO or weighted average method. Interest again you will calculate in the same manner. What manner? Interest is calculated on face value. Interest is calculated for what period na, dash date to dash date. The principle you remember. Though we took hours to learn these two entries, but இப்ப பார்க்கும்போது ரொம்ப simple pa. Once again, என்ன entry? ஒரு buying investment debit, interest debit to bank. So investment debit, how much amount? அதுக்கு முன்னாடி first I will write the interest amount. Then question like giving 1 lakh. 1 lakh what? X interest, come interest. Nothing mentioned. Nothing mentioned என்ன? ஐயோ 1 lakh னு given. Nothing mentioned. X கம்மன்னு mention ஆகல. How do I take? X கம்மன்னு mention ஆகல. அப்போ அது என்ன? அப்போ அது X. அது X. Hope you understand it, my dear friends. Okay. So if nothing is mentioned, then obviously you should understand that as it is X. Hope you are following. All of you. Yes. சபரிஷ் கரெக்டாக புரிஞ்சுது. நம்ம பக்கத்தில் ஒருத்தங்க இருக்காங்க, இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணும்போது நம்ம சைலண்டாக இருக்கோம், நம்ம சரியா ஒரு எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணலை, கொஸ்டின் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ண மாட்டேங்குது அப்படின்னா ஆப்வியஸ்லி எக்ஸா தான் இருக்கணும். ஓகே, அப்படின்னு நம்ம நினைக்கிறோம். கரெக்டா? ஸோ தட் இஸ் த பாயிண்ட் வி ஆர் டெல்லிங் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். அப்போ கொஸ்டின் இஸ் சைலண்ட் அபவுட் வெதர் இட் இஸ் எக்ஸா கம்மானா ஆப்வியஸ்லி எக்ஸா தான் இருக்கும் போல இருக்கு. ஓகே ஃபைன், நல்ல கான்செப்ட் புரியுதுல்ல? சரி, ஓகே. ஸோ என்னைக்குமே நம்ம கிளாஸ் இப்படி தான் டிவைனாக தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே ஃபைன். எனிவே கம்மிங் பேக் டு திஸ் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். So you understand the basic purchase entry, basic sale entry also, my dear friends. Inga difference varum. Difference is nothing but profit or loss. Idhe directly you presenting investment account. Directly you presenting investment account. So naabam vechukonga, investment account இந்த மாதிரி sum தான் வரும். Date, particulars, face value, interest amount. Date, particulars, face value, interest amount. My dear friends, forget about the concept what I taught you. Like, no, I taught you proper accounting in the classroom. So the accrued interest concept, proper accounting. So some students know finding it struggling with this accrued interest concept and all. விட்டுருவா என்ன பண்றது? ஒன்றும் இல்லைப்பா, இந்த ஓப்பனிங் பேலன்ஸ் எழுதும்போது if you know that year ending interest rate not matching na, accrued interest take it as part of opening balance. To balance brought down, opening balance face value 90,000, other acquisition cost 1 lakh. The 90,000 related to 3 months interest previously they would have charged. அது எப்படி நமக்கு தெரியும்? accrued interest எப்போ வரும்? அது you should be knowing. Whenever dash and dash not matching, which and which not matching, the company oda payment of interest date by accounting year ending not matching na, always you will have accrued interest. Opening la if you have debenture, definitely you have opening accrued interest. Suppose you purchase debenture only this year, closing la you have closing balance na, closing mattum da accrued interest. Hope you are understanding. So debenture purchase only this year na, opening la you never had a carry forward balance, so you won't have opening accrued interest. Anyway, so upon the reversal of accrued interest, the concept you forget ba, take it as part of opening balance, my dear friends. Take it as part of opening balance, because institute struggle to explain that, so they have taken that as part of opening balance. You also take it as part of opening balance as well as closing balance. Carry down, face value some 60,000, cost balancing figure, interest and accrued interest balancing figure எழுதி விட்டுரு, அவ்வளவுதான். There is no need for any other concept. Understood? அப்போ year beginning year end first accrued interest concept இருக்கான்னு இல்லையான்னு பாரு. Whether accrued interest concept exists or not, check. How do I check whether accrued interest concept exists or not? If the year ending their payment of interest date, company's payment of interest date and our year ending not matching, accrued interest concept exists, that accrued interest will be taken as opening balance, closing balance. No reversal concept. Forget it. Avladhaan. Understood? Appo coming back to this, the format, purchase entry to bank, write the face value, interest independently calculate, interest calculation independently calculate, this amount column. If it is question says x interest na, directly write the amount. Come interest na, that amount minus interest da, you will write in the amount column. Simple. Let me explain in a very simple manner. Question says purchase for 1 lakh, come interest na, 1 lakh minus interest you have calculated, 1 lakh minus interest na, you write in the amount column. If the question says purchased for come interest, avladha, because adula 1 lakh la interest irukku, so you exclude the interest balance portion, the investment amount, that's all. So easily you can present investment account. Don't give like a goal to investment account chapter, my dear friends. Easier post panna mudiyum, simple post panna mudiyum. Understood? Sale what we should do, idhe maadha, sold for 3 lakhs, sold for 3 lakhs appo write the date, then by bank, face value, suppose it is like, some 2,50,000 face value, sold for 3 lakhs. Again, now 3 lakhs, interest you write the amount. 3 lakhs X interest na, record 3 lakhs here, not book value and all. What I should record in the amount column? Sale value. And separately you should find out profit or loss. Sale value this much. Book value should compute by applying FIFO or weighted average. By applying FIFO or weighted average as given in the question. Adu prakaram find out the book value. Find out profit or loss. If it is loss na, by P&L loss amount will be recorded in the amount column. If it is profit na, to P&L that profit will be recorded in the amount column. The debit side. Loss na by P&L. Profit na to P&L. Profit or loss separate working note should be made by comparing net sale value and book value. Hope you are following this, all of you. Investment account journal, very remotely it comes. So director posting into ledger account, simple presentation for 5 marks or 8 marks it can come, my dear friends. Easier. 2 purchase entry, 2 sale entry, 2 interest calculation, opening balance, closing balance. In the 8 things, nothing beyond that, my dear friends. Maximum I am telling you. Illana 5 mark question, 1 purchase, 1 sale, 1 opening balance, 1 closing balance, 1 interest receipt. That's all. Receiving interest, bank to interest. How many months? Full interest. They are paying 6 months interest, I will get 6 months interest. They are paying 12 months interest, I will get 12 months interest. On the latest purchase, no, whatever debenture I am holding today, on the entire debenture, I will get full interest. This is the concept. Hope you remember the investment account chapter. Very easy chapter, all of you. Okay, so one chapter investment account easy, insurance claims easy, investment account easy. So in the simple investment account debt related question can come, my dear friends. Hope you are following this, everybody. Okay, next, in the brokerage, no sir, should be applied on the come interest price, X interest price. Classly you told, again I am having confusion, sir. Question will tell you brokerage will be computed on come interest price, X interest price. No sir, question not telling specifically, sir. Question saying brokerage 2% for purchase and sales, sir. They are not telling on come interest price, X interest price. It should be calculated on the quoted price. Suppose one transaction was quoted as X interest na, and the X interest value is brokerage. One transaction question given as come interest na, the come interest you should apply. Which means one transaction X interest, another transaction come interest. Can I calculate brokerage like that? Yes, like that only you should calculate. If question doesn't specify any direction, question doesn't specify direction na, market la eppadi quote agudho and the quote price ku da you should be calculating brokerage. So தேவையில்லாத ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா விஷயத்தை இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணி சொல்றேன். உங்களுக்கு சரியாது இது இல்லைன்னா விட்டுருங்க. ஏன்னா brokerage ரிலேட்டடா remote தான் ஆனா வந்தா you should know how to apply it, my dear friend. Question will give mostly all the directions. Purchase la brokerage should be added, sale la brokerage should be deducted. This point you should remember. That's all. Simple investment account, all of you. My dear friends, when you have equity shares, easiest thing is equity shares. Accrued interest concept not there. Abba, aduve illa. Appo, what you have is like, not even face value, numbers, dividend amount. Dividend column also only one time will be posted. No, not many times. Numbers, dividend amount. Appo purchase to bank. These many numbers, no dividend amount column will be posted. Purchase sale entry, investment to bank, bank to investment. Bank to investment, sale value, separately you should find out profit or loss on sale. By comparing sale value with the book value. Book value will be computed by applying FIFO or weighted average. Hope all of you remember FIFO weighted average concept. FIFO means first in, first out, weighted average na total cost by total numbers into number of shares sold. Very simple concept. The stage the weighted average concept total cost by total numbers into number of shares sold. All of you following this? Can I proceed? This is okay. Now right shares irukku sir. Right shares, bonus shares alla irukku. Dividend irukku. Moonu concept. When you receive dividend, classify the dividend into pre and post. When you receive dividend, classify the dividend into pre and post. Pre-acquisition dividend taken as recovery of cost and thereby pre-acquisition dividend entry will be by bank directly post in the amount column. Pre-acquisition dividend directly post in the amount column because it is recovery of cost. It is credited to investment account. Credited means reduction from the cost of investment. That is why credited to investment. Post-acquisition dividend will be posted in the dividend column. Post-acquisition dividend, it is my income posted in the dividend column. Pre-acquisition dividend posted in the amount column. Accounts understood, sir. But how do I divide this into pre and post? Investment account chapter, consolidation chapter, forget it. Investment account chapter rule இப்படிதா. You should definitely have dividend period. Question should very clearly demonstrate dividend period. Dividend for the year ending 31st March 23 na appo this is for 1/4/22 la irundhu 31st March 23 period dividend. We should also have the purchase date of investment. Purchase date of investment 1/8/22 அப்படினு very clearly demonstrated na. இப்போ இத நம்ம the 1/8 வர அது ப்ரீயும் 1/8 க்கு அப்புறம் அது போஸ்ட். Simple common sense only. All of you pre post க்கு two information should be taken. What are two information? Dividend period. This dividend relating to what period? When did I purchase it? About how many months falling in pre, how many months falling in post? In easier you can tell. Hope you are understanding, all of you. In the mari pre post easier pirichu you can give the proper treatment, my dear friends. Suppose question la no adequate information, they simply given dividend received, interim dividend received, 15th December dividend received. 15th December date given, no sir, date pattadappa, dividend related to which period they should tell. If I receive interest on 31st December, it means it is interest till 31st December. But if I receive dividend on 31st December, it is never meant as it is dividend till 31st December. There is always difference between interest and dividend. One more time, sir. Speed arke. If I receive interest on 31st December, it always means it is interest till 31st December. Understood? But if I receive dividend on 31st December, it does not mean that it is dividend till 31st December. It may be related till 30th June. It may be related to 31st March. அதுக்கப்புறம் AGM ஏதோ கண்டக்ட் பண்ணி later on they paid after so much of gap. Hope you are understanding this, all of you. Interest dividend difference. அப்போ dividend பத்தி தெரியல சார், always post. Dividend clarity missing sir, always post. So don't take it as pre, that's all. It is taken to income side, dividend column and taken to P&L account. That's all, simple my dear friends. So அவங்க டவுட் பெருசா paragraph யாரோ போஸ்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, என்னோட the chat க்கு போஸ்ட் பண்ணுப்பா. I can't read from the monitor there. Can we write journal entries as working notes like journal entry? It can be written as sir. Okay. not இஷ்டம். இந்த மாதிரி கிளாஸ் ரூம்லேயே கேட்கக்கூடாது. ஒரு வாரம் முன்னாடி நீங்கள் இந்த மாதிரி டவுட்லாம் கேட்குறீங்க குழந்தைத்தனமா. நான் வந்து என் மனசில் பண்ணுற ஜேர்னல் என்ட்ரியை பக்கத்தில் எழுதுனா தப்பா சார் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி கேட்குறாரு. இந்த மாதிரி குழந்தைத்தனமாக கேட்காத, உனக்கே தெரியணும் அது தப்பா இல்லையா அப்படின்றதெல்லாம். ஸோ இதுக்கெல்லாம் ரூல்ஸ் யாரும் போடலை, அவ்வளோதான் விஷயம். ஸோ நான் வந்து என்னோட இதுக்காக ஒரு இடத்துல எழுதி வச்சுருக்கேன், அதுக்கப்புறம் ஸ்ட்ரைக் பண்ணி வச்சுருக்கேன். இது சிம்பிளாக யூ ஷுட் பி நோயிங் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். இந்த மாதிரி குழந்தைத்தனமாக சில விஷயங்கள் கேட்டுறாதீங்க என்கிட்ட இந்த டைமில். ஓகே, நான் ஒர்க்கிங் நோட்ஸில் ஜேர்னல் என்ட்ரி என் மைண்டில் சொல்கிறதுக்கு பதிலாக நான் எழுதி அந்த ஜேர்னல் என்ட்ரி பார்த்துட்டு போஸ்ட் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அது நான் பண்ண தப்பா தவிர அந்த மாதிரி ரூல்ஸ் எங்கேயும் போடலை. இதெல்லாம் இட்ஸ் சம்திங் லைக் ஆல்வேஸ் கொஸ்டின். வெரி ஸ்பிரிட் ஆஃப் கேம், கிரிக்கெட்டில் ஸ்பிரிட் ஆஃப் கேம் எங்கே தேடி பார்த்தா எங்கேயுமே இல்லை. ஸோ கொஸ்டின் கேட்டால் ஒருத்தங்க தப்புனோ ஒருத்தர் சரினும், அவ்வளோதான் விஷயம். தட்ஸ் அ டிஃபரன்ஸ். ஓகே, எனிவே கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக சுவிட்ச் ஆஃப் ஆகிட்டே போயிட்டே இருக்கீங்க. கடைசி நேரத்தில் யார் இருப்பீங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரில, பரவாயில்ல. டீ குடிச்சு காஃபி குடிச்ச அப்புறம் கரெக்டாக உள்ளே வந்துருங்க. ஓகே ஃபைன், அப்படியே இதாகிடாதீங்க. அதர் சாப்டர்ஸ் டு ஃபாலோ. ஃபைன். ஸோ ஹோப் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டுட் த டிவிடெண்ட் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். ரைட்ஸ் வந்து வாட்னா யூ ஹாவ் ப்ரிஃபரன்ஸ் டு பை ஷேர்ஸ். அப்போ ரைட்ஸ் எக்ஸசைஸ்டு, ரைட்ஸ் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர்டு. ரைட்ஸ் எக்ஸசைஸ்டு, ரைட்ஸ் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர்டு. ரைட்ஸ் மீன்ஸ் யூ ஹாவ் ரைட் டு பை. Rights exercised means you are buying shares. Whether you buy shares in the primary market or secondary market, entry will always be investment to bank. Entry will always be, can you explain the quoted price in brokerage? எனக்கு இதுக்கு மேலே எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண முடியாதுப்பா. என்ன கொஸ்டின்ல கொடுத்துருக்கோ எக்ஸ் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்னு சொன்னா அதுல கால்குலேட் பண்ணு, கம்பைன்ட் சொன்னா அதுல கால்குலேட் பண்ணு அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன். கொஸ்டின் டசன்ட் சே இட் இஸ் ஆன் திஸ் அமௌண்ட் தட் அமௌண்டா. அப்போ கொஸ்டின்ல transaction is given in some quote. Quote means purchase for x interest, purchase for cum interest, different transaction, different basis given. So what is given on the number you calculate it. You don't do any plus or minus is what we are telling for calculation of brokerage. What we explain. Okay. So coming back to this. Appo rights exercised, my dear friends, entry is investment to bank. Rights transferred na we are getting some income. Most of the time, 90% of the times that is income only. But you should not take in the dividend column. Or separate note should be given. This is treated as income, will be credited in P&L and notes will be given. Rights transferred for 2 rupees per share. You had rights for some 500 shares, 500 into 2, 1000 rupees will be credited in P&L. You will write. Sometimes this will be treated as recovery of cost. When abdina, question should very clearly tell that two information. The original shares were acquired on cum right basis. That is the original rights, original shares. Original shares means today you have right to buy 500 share because already you have some 1000 shares. But this 1000 shares is called original share. This share when you buy, is it purchased on cum right or ex right basis? The question, first question. So if it is purchased on cum right, number one, and number two, the share price in the market after rights have reduced as compared to the price before, which means question very clearly should give the price or question should tell price have reduced by this much. Like that, two information romba crystal clear given na, then you can treat rights income as recovery of cost. Otherwise 99% of the times rights income note is credited in P&L. avladha. Rights exercised romba simple, investment to bank. Rights transferred, it is income credited in P&L. ஒரே ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன்ல மட்டும் அது ஸ்பெஷல் கொஸ்டினா தான் இருக்கணும். ஒரே ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன்ல it will be treated as recovery of cost. So I purchased 20,000 shares for 60 rupees cum right basis. Cum right 20,000 into 60, how much is that? 12 lakhs. Then I got rights 1 for 2 at rupees, 1 for 2 at rupees. I can purchase for 65 rupees. Like that they are telling. I can buy rights 1 for 2 at rupees 65. Like that question says. My dear friends, hope you are following this, all of you. சரி, அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது so what happens அப்படின்னா I can buy 10,000 share by paying 65 rupees. What I am doing na, in the entire rights I am transferring to somebody. I am transferring to somebody for rupees 3. So we are getting 30,000 rupees. We are getting 30,000 rupees as rights income. Now what is the treatment of this rights income? Question very clearly told this was acquired and cum right. Question also telling market price of these shares, total shares held by us, reduced by 24,000. Like that very clearly told na. What is our understanding, my dear friends? Investment accounts la I purchase share for 12 lakhs, that is there. Then I transfer rights for 3 rupees, 30,000 I got. Oh, market price reduced by 24,000 very clearly given. Market price reduced by 24,000 very clearly given. So in that case, what should we do? In that case, 24,000 alone will be treated as recovery of cost and 6,000 will be credited as income. Like that we should understand. Hope you are following this, all of you. Hope if you want to treat rights income as recovery of cost, question should very clearly tell these two things. Original shares acquired on cum right basis. Market price reduced by this much. Question should tell. Illana, the entire rights income will always be income only is what we should understand. Hope you are following this, all of you. அதுக்கப்புறம் weighted average apply பண்ணும்போது for sale and all, you should remember it is 12 lakhs minus 24,000. Some students correctly giving the treatment. Later on sale happened, at the time weighted average apply பண்ணும்போது they are forgetting to deduct this 24,000 and applying the weighted average. Suppose out of this 20,000 share, later on I am selling 5,000 share. Appo I should find out profit or loss. Profit or loss I should find a proportionate book value. Appo it is not 12 lakhs by 20,000 into 5,000. Lakhs minus 24,000 divided by 20,000 into 5,000. Like that you should apply. Hope you remember. All of you. Hope all of you understood those concepts, my dear friends. I explained bonds also. I explained this also. Bonus shares can as a treatment simply added to numbers column. Bonus shares will be simply added to numbers column. Okay. Can you explain me the calculation of dividend part in illustration 7 in ICA material? Sing problem. Sing problem. Number classroom solved. Classroom solved. So you refer that particular solution. Okay. So that way we have taken all the questions, my dear friend. I mean all the questions, all the concept discussion. Now investment account related or specific any doubts that you have, please you raise. Rights on discussed, bonus issue discussed, dividend part discussed, adukapra bonds debentures discussed. Any specific related investment accounting easy topic, easier post panna mudiyum. For 1 or 2 sum you solve, my dear friends. Okay, all clear? Going to next topic. Next topic, my dear friends. Say let's take branch accounts. Branch account. Under branch accounts, my dear friends, we have what? Dependent branch, independent branch, foreign branch. Dependent branch, independent branch, foreign branch. Dependent branch la vande we have problem areas. What and all appadina? You have, my dear friends, data system, stock and data system, final accounts method, wholesale price method. Like there 4 methods. Dependent branch problem, it is just the preparation of final accounts. That's one area. Then entries. Final accounts entries. Foreign branch we have translation. It's just translation. Appo normal final accounts. Translation, integral foreign operation, non-integral foreign operation. This is the chapter broad content. The broad content of branch accounts. This is dependent branch la. What we do now means a branch is not preparing complete accounts. Branch maintaining bits and pieces of information. Branch or accounts maintained by head office. Appo head office books la under data system they will maintain a single account called branch account, in which we have 7-step approach. What is 7-step approach? Whatever net asset the branch is having. Assets kadayadu. Net assets that includes branch order, PP. Generally, they will have stock, debtors, cash. Sometimes some liability and all will be there. And the liability is there, that should be shown as a negative item. So, what you are actually showing as opening balance, branch order, net asset. Always misunderstanding stock, debtors, cash. No. Branch order, net assets. Whatever available at the branch belongs to me. I am the proprietor. This is the money receivable from that branch. Branch is my debtor. That is my debtor system. Then we send goods, we give some cash. We send goods or we give some cash. Either given directly to them or paid to somebody on behalf of branch. To cash implies that on behalf of branch we spent. Either giving to branch directly or directly to landlord, somebody else also. Always will be taken as. Similarly, goods sent, there can be returns. There can be returns. Cash sent, obviously sales made and lot of cash they have to pay us back, which is called cash remittance. Similarly, you will have closing balance of net asset. Closing balance of net asset. So we concluded like this: opening balance, closing balance, goods sent, goods returns, cash sent, cash remittance, and then the stock information will be at invoice price, should be converted into cost price. There will be stock here. Appo by stock reserve opening to stock reserve closing. அதே மாதிரி லோடிங் ஆன் ரிமூவல் ஆஃப் லோடிங் ஆன் நெட் குட்ஸ் அண்ட் பிரான்ச். இப்படி கத்துனேன், கத்துன ஒன்றும் பிரயோஜனம் இல்லை. உங்களுக்கு கேட்குதா இல்லையான்னு தெரில, வெளியில் ஆளுங்க ஏதோ நினச்சிப்பாங்க. loading on net goods sent to branch, like that we told, my dear friends, all of you. Appo 7-step approach: opening balance, closing balance, goods sent, goods returns, cash sent, cash. This latest RTP la data system problem is there. Latest RTP la we have data system problem. Please solve that. November 23 RTP data system problem is there. Okay, so solve that. Okay, so opening balance, closing balance, goods sent, goods returns, cash sent, cash remittance, formalities. Anything else like bad debts, abnormal loss, all these things data system won't come. And the data system, only transaction between head office and branch alone will come. Only transaction between head office and branch alone will come. With that we will be getting profit. I told you it is closing net assets, capital, closing capital. This already money taken in the form of goods and cash, drawings. This additional capital, this opening capital. Another we will be getting pakka profit or loss. Like that we are understanding, my dear friends. Hope you are following this, all of you. Okay, so that way we consider this particular data system, my dear friends. Okay, data system highly important from the coming examination perspective. RTP link question is added, there is high chance. Okay, now coming back to this stock and data system. Under stock and data system, my dear friends, we prepare branch stock, branch debtors, branch cash, branch expenses, branch adjustment, branch P&L, goods sent to branch. 7-step into 7 accounts, my dear friends. So branch stock, branch debtors, branch cash, branch expense, branch adjustment, branch P&L, goods sent to branch. Basic concept enna, every accounts have prefix branch. Stock, whenever it comes, we use the word stock account only. Profit is getting accounted when we send the goods through an account called adjustment account. So profit will be accounted, my dear friends, when we send the goods to the branch. Profit is accounted. Then at the end of the year, when the goods are not sold, we will remove the profit. It is carried down, my dear friends. It is carried down so that automatically a balancing figure represent profit related to goods sold, and this carried on will automatically become brought down of next year. Appo this is opening stock reserve, opening profit, profit related to current year goods sent, this is a profit related to closing stock, balance will be the profit related into goods sold, which is transferred to P&L credit. There you transfer the expenses, you will be getting net profit transferred to head office P&L. Basic concept, my dear friends, all of you. Okay, goods sent to branch is a temporary account. Actually head office have lot of purchases. When they transfer goods, actually they should have deducted from their purchases. Instead they use a temporary account called goods sent to branch. Later on transferred to purchases of head office, which means deducted from head office or purchase. This is goods sent to branch or concept. Branch stock account, basically we'll have opening stock, goods sent, goods returns, various forms of sales, closing balance. This account should automatically tally. If it is not tallying, which side, find out which side is greater. If credit is greater, it means sales over and above invoice price. Appo entire balancing figure transferred to branch adjustment account. Branch adjustment account, because there is profit. Up to invoice price there is profit. More than invoice price definitely there is profit. But if debit is greater, it means it is loss of stock. It means it is loss of stock. So loss of stock, you should have cost price profit. Profit portion will be transferred to adjustment account. Cost price will be transferred to expenses. Every branch order losses, expenses will be transferred to branch expense account. Bad debts, branch expense. Discount, branch expense. Salary, rent, branch expense. Abnormal loss, branch expense. Ellame we'll be calling it as branch expenses. Hope you are following this, all of you. Basic concept of stock and data system. Final accounts prepare trading and P&L. Trading and P&L at the concept of cost price. No invoice price concept. You should convert everything into cost price. You will have opening stock, purchases, sales, closing stock, gross profit. various expenses, you will get net profit. This is final accounts method, my dear friends. Wholesale price na, only thing is head office will have some profit, branch will have some profit. Branch or profit from cost price to wholesale price, it is a wholesale price, it is a profit of head office. Wholesale price to retail price da will be booking as profit of the branch. So அந்த ஒரே ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் மட்டும் you please go through and go. Anyway, இது நான் அப்படியே rush through பண்றேன் because I felt data system highly important. 3 examinationக்கு they asked you stock and data system. Can I proceed further? In independent branch problem, my dear friends, independent branch problem, basic you have entries, அதுக்கப்புறம் final accounts. Entries அப்படின்ட்டு ஒரு 2-3 hours நம்ம எடுத்தோம். 6 segment entries. ஒன்று basic transaction between head office and branch அப்படின்னு ஒரு entry. அப்புறம் PP related entry. PP related when accounts maintained by head office, accounts maintained by branch. How sir? Independent branch basic concept account should be maintained by branch, no, correct, but even though branch is independent, PP account alone sometimes will be maintained by head office, sometimes will be maintained by head office. அப்ப அதுக்கு how entries will be made அப்படினு entries we have read. இப்போ ரொம்ப simple தான் my dear friends. So if head office maintains that PPE, it will call it as branch PPE debit. Whenever PPE come into branch place, branch PPE will be debited in head office books. If head office is paying money to cash, if branch is paying money, we credit branch. அவ்வளவுதான் விஷயம். Then depreciation how will be charging? Depreciation அப்படின்றத will not be debiting as depreciation, will be debiting branch to branch PPE because it is not my expenses. branchல தான் அது expense-ஆ book பண்ணணும். So they will make the entry depreciation, but they don't have asset in their accounts. What they will do? Depreciation to head office, depreciation to head office, like that they make entry. இந்த மாதிரி PP related entries we discussed, my dear friends. அது ஒரு 3 segments ஆச்சா. அதுக்கப்புறம் we discussed very very important things என்னன்னா, one is the inter branch transaction. This could be also tested. Long time they didn't test this area also. Inter branch transaction, single journal entry can come for 5 marks. ரொம்ப simple. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit the receiving branch, credit the supplying branch. Remember? So open columns. Kolkata branch, Chennai branch, Delhi branch. So goods transactions of Mumbai branch. This debit, this credit. This debit, this credit. அப்படின்னு ஃபைனலா அந்த பாசிட்டிவ் ஐட்டம் நெகட்டிவ் ஐட்டம்லாம் போட்டு take the net totals and accordingly make a single journal entry. Hope you remember that problem area. Understood? அது inter branch transaction. Debit the receiving branch, credit the supplying branch. Okay, fine. Okay, அதுக்கப்புறம் what we discussed அப்படின்னா incorporation entries. Branch ஓட asset, liabilities, income, expense should be incorporated. Very simple. Assets incorporation, assets to branch. Liability incorporation, branch to liability. Expenses to branch. Incomes, branch to incomes. Like that you can make a simple incorporation entry. But before incorporation entry we should do something. அதுவும் can be tested. Before incorporation we should do something. என்ன பண்ணணும்? We should do the reconciliation. Exactly. We should make the branch balance and head office balance same. அப்போ they should always be same, no? Correct? Then why it is showing differences? Reason could be two. Head office books la branch account, branch books la head office account, generally it should be same. Why there is differences? First of all, why it should be same? It should be same because whenever head office debit branch, branch will credit head office. That's a normal thing. Why it is not same na? Because of transit item, because of errors. Exactly, errors and omissions. Super pa. Transit items, errors and omissions, the reasons. Okay, so what we should do now, in the errors and omission, in the rectification, reconciliation should be made in whose books na, adu konjam proper you should understand. Errors and omission na, it should be accounted at the place where the error or omission is committed. Number one. In transit item generally based on the policy. Any policy given na, and the policy direction should be taken, which means as per the directions of the question. Super. 7. Suppose directions are not given na, then the reconciliation entry will be made at the receiver's place. Suppose head office send goods, branch not received, appo branch books you should do. Branch remitted money, head office not received, adu head office books you should do. Like that you should do the reconciliation entry. Hope you remember, my dear friends, all of you. Ana entries so final accounts பொறுத்தவரை very simple pa. Question will give you head office branch oda trial balance. Or tallied trial balance given. You are supposed to prepare trading account, P&L account and balance sheet. Actually independent branch problem bhayangara simple. By preparing trading account of head office, branch, total, head office, branch and total, you prepare simple head office or information, head office column, branch on information, branch column. Abdina you will be presenting in the P&L and balance sheet, trading account, P&L account, balance sheet. Few items na romba careful irukonu. Goods sent to branch is income for head office. Branch ku adu onnum illa, total it is not going to come. Totally it should not going to come. That point you should be knowing. Goods received from head office is an expenditure for branch, for total it won't come, which means a transaction between them is transaction for independent entities, independent of their transaction, but for overall business this non-existing transaction. That remember pannunga. First point. All other things simple, purchase, sales, like that you will be posting, my dear friends, all of you. Next, suppose you have goods in transit reconciliation made na, and the reconciliation affects either the books of head office or the books of branch, depending upon the person who is going to receive. But that is only for balance sheet purpose. But it won't affect trading account. It will affect trading account only for overall business. This is unique. Goods in transit amount will affect only the overall business trading account. It will not have any impact in the trading, because you would have recorded 7,50,000 as income pa, and here you would have shown 7,40,000 as expenditure. This is my income book pandi, this is expenditure book panta. 10,000 reconciliation balance sheet kaga I did entry either in the books of head office or branch. Overall business la 7,15,000 did not come, 7,40,000 did not come. Upon the 10,000 rupees taniya Q dash taniya will come in the total column. What you should not understand na, total column is nothing but addition of these two. You should not understand. It's an independent preparation. That's all. Hope you are following this, all of you. In transit, balance sheet la, when you do goods in transit, it will come in the either in head office or in the books of branch. Either in head office or in the books of branch, but it will come definitely in the total column. Hope you are understanding. Finally, what are you telling, sir? Goods in transit, total column la will come in dash and dash. Goods in transit, total column la will come in dash and dash. Dash and dash. Goods in transit, total column will come in dash and dash. Trading and balance sheet. Trading and balance sheet. All of you. Head office or branch column la, head office or branch column la will come only in dash. Head office or branch column la, it will come only in dash. only in balance sheet. இதை மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, வேறு வழி இல்லை. ஓகே, ஸோ நம்ம கிளாஸில் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ திஸ் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த கொஸ்டினோட அதர் ஃபார்ம் ஆஃப் காம்ப்ளிகேஷன் என்னென்ன, ஈஸி ப்ரெசன்டேஷன், பட் அதர் ஃபார்ம் ஆஃப் காம்ப்ளிகேஷன் டியூ டு மிஸ்ஸிங் ஸ்டாக் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன். அப்போ யூ ஷுட் ப்ராப்பர்லி ட்ராக் வித் த goods available, sold, transferred to branch, closing stock. branchல goods received from head office, sales, abnormal loss, closing stock அப்படின்ட்டு the closing stock you may have to find out as missing information. The closing stock you have to find out as missing information. So if not, ஒரு 3 ப்ராப்ளம் சால்வ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அட்லீஸ்ட் இந்த பீட்டா ப்ராப்ளம் அது யூ சால்வ் அண்ட் கோ மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். அந்த லெவலுக்கு தான் தே வில் டெஸ்ட் யூ. ஓகே, ஸோ அந்த க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக் கம்ப்யூட்டேஷன் மிஸ்ஸிங்கு, அதோட சேர்த்து ஸ்டாக் ரிசர்வ் கம்ப்யூட்டேஷன் யூ ஷுட் டூ. பிகாஸ் இண்டிபெண்டன்ட் பிரான்ச் கொஞ்சம் அன்கம்ஃபர்டான ஏரியா பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் இட்ஸ் மிஸ்ஸிங் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் அண்டால். ஸோ கொஞ்சம் ஒரு நாட் த டயக்ராம்லாம் போட்டேனே அதெல்லாம் கூட பண்ண வேண்டாம். டயக்ராம், பேக்கிங் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ், அன்பேக்டு மெட்டீரியல் அப்படின்ட்டு சூப்பரான என்னோட ஆர்டிஸ்ட் ஸ்கில்லெல்லாம் நான் காமிச்சாங்க. அதெல்லாம் நீங்கள் பண்ண வேணாம். ஒரு பேசிக்கான அந்த பீட்டா ப்ராப்ளம்னு இருக்குது, தட் யூ சால்வ் அண்ட் கோ மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ. அதே மாதிரி ரெக்கன்சிலேஷன் என்ட்ரிஸ், டெஃபினட்டாக ரெக்கன்சிலேஷன் என்ட்ரி தே கேன் டெஸ்ட் யூ. ஓகே, ரெக்கன்சிலேஷன் என்ட்ரி, இன்டர் பிரான்ச் டிரான்சாக்ஷன் என்ட்ரிஸ், இந்த மாதிரி சிம்பிள் ஃபைனல் அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் ப்ராப்ளம் கேன் பி டெஸ்டட் ஃப்ரம் பிரான்ச் or in branch. Last time came, அதனால again coming is not going to have high chance இல்லை. இருந்தாலும் when I take AS11 translation rules time I will tell you monetary items, non-monetary item, what rate அப்படின்றத I will explain you one day before the examination. ஓகேவா? அப்போ இதான் branch accounts. ஓகே, going to next chapter. So 25 hours chapter in 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes like completed. So இப்போ we are going to departmental accounts. 2 key areas na. One is normal final accounts, that too only trading and P&L. அதோட சேர்த்து they will also ask you general P&L. இன்னொன்று managerial remuneration, not like schedule 3 managerial remuneration. So இந்த மாதிரி 2 areas தான் we have departmental accountsல. So they will give you, my dear friends, purchase, sales information related to various departments. அதே மாதிரி they will give some common expenses. அப்போ you should prepare department trading account, say A, B. So you have opening stock, purchases, sales, closing stock. You get gross profit, various expenses, salary, rent, electricity, like that they will give. But இதெல்லாம் total amount will be given. These things you should know. The apportionment not based on your assumptions. Question A will give you some different things. You should know what to be applied for what. They will give number of employees in each department, space occupied by each department. For salary you should not use space, rent you should not use number of employee. எதுக்கு எதுன்னு அப்ளை பண்ண தெரியும், அவ்வளோதான். அந்த ரேஷியோவில் you should apply. That's all, my dear friends. Light points will be given for electricity and all. So அந்த மாதிரி the basis of allocation you should know. Question will give you the total number, allocation base. You should match. 5th standard matching will be done. No, you can match பண்ணி you should apply. That's all. Understood? So அது you should do. Then you will be getting net profit. Net profit கண்டுபிடிச்ச அப்புறம் you present general P&L. அதில் net profit of ABC will be added. You will have stock reserve closing. You may also have opening stock reserve. Sometime opening stock reserve will not be there. You should know how to find out stock reserve. Stock reserve concern கொஞ்சம் கேர்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கணும். What அப்படின்னா, suppose one department uses only transfer from other department na, then closing stock into margin 1/4 on cost, 1/5 on selling price, like that you can all easily apply. Second, let me repeat the point. If one department uses goods exclusively transfer from other department, then margin can be directly applied on the entire stock. But in manufacturing one department goods, for example, department B uses 55 cost of own and 45 only transfer from other department na, question number 2 oda answer adanal dhaan we are telling. So departmental accounts number module question number 2 55 45. So appo you should understand that total closing stock 55 45 ni you should apportion, and the 45 proportion la dhaan the margin of 1/3 should be applied. 1/2 on cost, 50% on cost, 1/2 on cost, 1/3 on transfer price should apply only on this portion. So closing stock should be first divided into own cost transfer from other department, and the transferred portion la da you should apply the margin. You understand what I am telling? Love you. Stage mela eல்லாம் மேல போகுதா, bouncer ஆகுதா? So we have own cost mean this in department incurring its own cost, adala margin is not there. Then transfer cost also. அப்ப closing stock same mix will be there, own cost mix, transfer cost mix will be there. So you should apportion like that we are telling you. Hope you are following this. இதே steel when you take department C, steel first on closing stock first apply margin of B, profit of B, you compute, deduct. Appo you will be getting cost price of B. Adala further you should divide into own cost of B transfer from A. Adala one more time you should apply margin. Here goods la two margin will be there. B's margin will be there, A's margin will be there, but A's margin will not be on total goods. So first total value minus B's margin, you will get B's cost, B order cost into own cost transfer from A. Adala again margin should be applied. In mari oru complex calculation involved, my dear friends, all of you. Last 3 times இது வந்துருச்சு, இது ஒன்றும் பெருசா இல்லை. ஆனால் மார்க்அப் அக்கௌண்ட் இஸ் தேர் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். அது இதோட அடுத்த ப்ராப்ளம். மார்க்அப் அக்கௌண்ட் ஒன்றும் இல்லை, சிம்பிள். லைக் ஹவு பிரான்ச் வி ஃபாலோ ஒன் கான்செப்ட், அதே கான்செப்ட் தான். when we send goods to the department, profit will be accounted in a markup account. goods department போன உடனே will be recording the goods at sale price and profit will be accounted in the markup account. Closing stock in that, this is memorandum stock. Upon stock having balancing figure which will be again at sale value, then relating to that closing stock profit will be carry forward. Upon you will have balancing figure which represent profit on goods sold. Profit is booked at the time of sending goods to department. When the goods are not sold, then we should be carrying forward the profit to next year. Balance profit represent profit on goods sold which is transferred to P&L. இதான் basic concept of markup account. அது பெருசா ஒன்றும் இல்லை. But they give certain statement like during the year some goods costing this much has been marked down by this much அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். ஐயோ என்னது mark down? Mark down means they originally fixed some selling price. 50,000 is selling price fixed. If a selling price they are telling they want to reduce it by 2,000. Oh, selling price they reduce by 2,000 na, and the stock value will reduce. Mark down அப்படின்னு எழுதி stock you should write the 2,000. Profit the reduction should be accounted. This is a markdown. Markdown na profit margin they are reducing. That's a simple concept. Suddenly sale is not happening. Appo they will reduce it. Now and all only they will tell ticket price 1,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees. In another 5 days ticket price automatically become 150 rupees, 180 rupees and all. Wait, why first day? அப்படின்னு wait பண்ணணும். Okay, so thereby my dear friends, naturally price will come down. So So few months before tomato no price. ஸோ டொமேட்டோ வேணுமா கோல்டு வேணுமானா சம் வில் ப்ரிஃபர் டொமேட்டோஸ் அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது. இப்போ அப்படி கிடையாது. 5 kg 100 rupees தான். இப்போ யாருக்கும் டொமேட்டோ வேணும். அந்த டைமில் எவனுக்கா டொமேட்டோ கீழே வந்தால் கூட எடுத்து சாப்பிட்ருவோம் அந்த மாதிரி. ஸோ த பாயிண்ட் இஸ் there will be mark down, mark up, all these things depends upon the obviously demand and supply exactly. So அந்த கான்செப்ட் தான் markup the account. You go through the இது கான்செப்ட் I explain. இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி solve the problem. All of you. Department manages remuneration if it is fixed based on the departmental profits. It always means it is departmental realized profits, which means departmental realized profit means you should consider the elimination of unrealized profit from the concerned department. Stock reserve should be deducted from the concerned department. Which department? A, B, C, D, 4 department. A transfer to C, A transfer to D, B transfer to C, B transfer to D. Appo A and B are transfer department. So we should understand, we should eliminate unrealized profit from A's profit and B's profit for computing managerial commission or managerial remuneration. The solved problem, I'm just explaining you, my dear friends. So departmental managers commission is there based on profits. Now it should be based on realized profit. After deducting stock reserve, after deducting stock reserve, but we deduct from the general profit. No, that's correct for accounting purpose. But for managerial commission, it should be deducted from the concerned department. Is the concerned department? The stock reserve is computed based on C and D stock. Stock reserve is computed based on transferee stock. Stock reserve is computed based on C and D stock, but deducted from A and B's profit. Understanding? So adukapram you should be computing the commission like that. Based one problem exists. These are the various problem areas for having in departmental accounts. 8 hours 8 minutes. So 4 chapter discuss பண்ணிருக்கோம். இன்சூரன்ஸ் கிளைம்ஸ், இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட், பிரான்ச் போர்ஷன், அதே மாதிரி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட், இந்த மாதிரி 4 chapters கவர்ட். இதில் உங்கள் மைண்டுக்கு உங்கள் ரிவிஷனில் எனி டவுட்ஸ் கேம்னா அதை குயிக்காக யூ கேன் ரைஸ். அதர்வைஸ் மூவிங் ஆன் டு ஹையர் பர்ச்சேஸ். எல்லாம் இருக்கீங்களா? கொஞ்சம் பவுன்ஸ் ஆகிற மாதிரி எல்லாம் எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக நடுவில் எப்பயாச்சும் அப்படியே ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு நல்லா எழுந்து ஒரு எக்ஸசைஸ்லாம் பண்ணுங்க, இல்லை ஒரு குமாங்குத்து போடுங்க, மறுபடியும் உட்காருங்க. ஓகே ஃபைன். ஆனால் முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு இப்போ இருக்கிறவங்க அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் அட்லீஸ்ட் இந்த நம்பர்ஸ் ஒரு ஃப்ளோட்டிங்கில் இருக்கட்டும். வீடியோஸ் கிளாஸ் இப்போ ஆரம்பித்த மாதிரி பூஸ்டடாக எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாரு. சீரியஸாக சொல்கிறாரா சர்க்காஸ்டிக்காக சொல்கிறான்னு தெரியலையே. சீரியஸாக தான் சொல்கிறான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். லெட் மீ ட்ரிங்க் சம் வாட்டர். எஸ்எல்ஹெச்சிக்கல் ஃப்ளாஸ்க்கு திருடிட்டங்களான்னு கேட்காதீங்க. இது என்னோட சொந்த ஃப்ளாஸ்க், ஆஃபீஸ் ஃப்ளாஸ்க். ஓகே, இங்கே இருக்கிற ஃப்ளாஸ்க் சேம் டைப். ஃபைன். ஸோ next, higher purchase. Basic accounts my dear friends, in the books of higher purchaser, in the books of higher vendor, initially when you make the purchase of asset, it is asset account debit to higher vendor at dash price, cash price. Even though I am not the owner of the asset, I will be accounting as if I am purchasing the asset, because it is actually involved purchase transaction come finance transaction. So actually if you look in the substance, I am buying on outright basis. Took a loan, got the money and purchased asset on outright basis. the payment is actually towards the loan with interest. அவ்வளவுதான், இதான் கான்செப்ட், the whole concept. சரி, அப்போ இங்க என்ன அப்படின்னா it is higher purchaser debit money receivable credit actually sales. Differentiated they may call it as HP sales. இதான் basic entry. அதுக்கப்புறம் down payment higher vendor to bank down payment. So this cash price minus down payment difference is called dash. This cash price minus down payment is actually called dash. Yes, if nothing is told about dividend for rights, will it have dividend? So please understand, dividend period is mentioned. Let me put it that way. Our friend is asking question, Vaishnavi is asking a question. Sir, investment lo doubt sir. They had rights issue this year. There is also dividend payment after that. Appo that dividend payment, will that be applicable for right shares also va? Adukku, if the dividend period very clearly mentioned and in the dividend period rights issue was non-existing na, definitely you can't give dividend for such a right shares. But simply mention rights issue on so and so date, 2 months later dividend received this much, which year, who knows, this date la I received dividend. Appo that dividend will be for all the shares what I hold it today. That dividend will be for all the shares what I hold today. Appo you should differentiate. Appo period very clearly mentioned அப்படினா, ஓஹோ அப்ப அந்த பீரியட்ல these right shares existing அப்போ no dividend. அப்போ period based you can make judgment. Period not date sir. Rights one date, dividend one date given. After rights only dividend, then it is applicable for all the shares. Hope you understand it. For acknowledgement. Okay. வேற doubt in between வந்து கேட்றாங்க. இப்போ proceeding further. அப்போ இந்த அமௌண்ட்க்கு பேர் ஐயோ cash price minus down payment installment value இல்ல 7. Yeah, so this is called principal portion. This is called principal portion on which interest has to be paid. Yeah, exactly. Cash price minus down payment. HP price minus down payment தான் installment value. HP price minus installment, but HP price we never use for accounting. Accounting what we use is cash price. Asset is recorded initially at cash price. Minus down payment will be for installment. The same is for bonus also. என்ன கேள்வி இது? A friend in between asking a question, what is for bonus? Same. So coming back to this, my dear friends, appo cash price minus down payment is what we are understanding as principal. Then next, year end interest due, interest to higher vendor, installment paid higher vendor to bank, depreciation may be charged, depreciation to asset, and transferring depreciation and interest to P&L. So P&L to interest depreciation. Now basic 4 entries every year you keep on repeating. Accounts over. These are simple entries, my dear friends. Okay. So using interest suspense அப்படினா, then you will use here instead of cash price HP price. You will use HP price. But asset will be recorded cash price. Liability at HP price. Difference is called the interest portion, and that interest portion will be debited to interest suspense account. Interest suspense. Thereafter, every year for the interest due entry, instead of crediting higher vendor, you credit interest suspense because higher vendor is already credited with total higher purchase. So on the basic differentiation you should be knowing. But accounts testing in the romba remote da, simple 5 mark question from for calculation. Calculation involves computation of cash price, reverse method. Computation of installment value, unequal, installment value equal, computation of HP price, computation of interest rate given, computation of interest not given. இந்த மாதிரி 6 calculation problem areas. HP ல 6 problem areas. Computation of cash price. Computation of cash price, my dear friends, we take like this: year 3, 2, 1. Year end, during year, year beginning. year end after installment, before installment, during the year interest, இது year beginning, principal outstanding தான் concept. We know after third year 0, some 11,000 rupees installment paid. Appo if it is after payment 0 na, before the payment it is 11,000 na concept. After paying 11,000 is 0 na, before the payment 11,000. What is 11,000? Opening principal plus interest at say 10% na, then interest is 11,000 divided by 110 into 100, say 1,000. Appo opening it is nothing but 10,000. This amount outstanding at the opening of third year da, end of second year 10,000. Imagine second year end also you paid 11,000. After payment 11,000 na, I mean after paying 11,000 it is 10,000 outstanding, means before the payment exactly ledger account format, no FM method, 21,000. அதுக்கப்புறம் again divided by 110 into 100 you get interest portion, you will arrive at this reverse method. You know, hope you are understanding the concept, all of you. ஆனால் இது லாஸ்ட் எக்ஸாமினேஷன்ல கேம், இது ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கேஷ் ப்ரைஸ். இது நெக்ஸ்ட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கால்குலேஷன். இன்ஸ்டால்மெண்ட் if it is equal installment na, then principal divided by annuity factor, adukku no choice left. You have to calculate this using this application. Principal divided by annuity factor is for computing equal annual installment. Remember, equal annual installment. Unequal installment na, then it is very simple my dear friends. Principal portion plus interest portion will give you installment portion, or that year principal plus that year interest will give you installment value. That is unequal installment. Equal installment, principal divided by annuity factor. Three problem areas my dear friends. Basic format in HP is year, payments, interest, installment, principal outstanding. Year 0, say it is 36,000. Year 1, interest at 16%. Suppose you will be calculating at 16%. It is 5760 as a number. So, and say installment is 17,760. Our 36,000 plus 5760 minus 17,760. So, it is 24,000. The answer to the problem that we solved. So, on the mari you should proceed for basic interest calculation, installment calculation when interest rate given. Suppose the question is giving you differently, installment value not given, equal principal portion payment na 12 na, you should calculate interest and you should compute the installment value, principal plus interest. The mari simple problem areas we have done. Computation of interest when rate not given na, then you should find out IRR. What is IRR? Installments if discounted should be equal to cash price minus cash down. Appo you should take year 1, 2, 3 installment. If it is unequal na, year 1, 2, 3. Illana you can directly take year 1, 2, 3 if it is equal installment. Hope you are understanding this. So like this it is there. Installment 60,000, 50,000, 35,000, like this installment is there na. Then you will have like table value for two different rates. About take that PV factor, discounted cash flow, PV factor, discounted cash flow, and imagine you are getting this amount as like some 1,70,000. And this is like 1,90,000. 1 lakh 110 145. So this is 120. This is 1,35,000. And imagine our cash price minus cash down is 1,25,000. So what we should understand is that you should know how to interpolate. Suppose this is some rate, they say this is 11%, 13%. Chumma eduthukiren 11%, 13%. Then how to calculate, my dear friends? 11% plus rate increase ஆனது கம்மியாகும். 13% இது 11%. அப்படி எடுத்துக்கிறேன். இது 13, இது 11. அப்போ 11% plus இது 13, இது 11. அப்போ how to calculate? 11% plus 1,35,000 minus 1,25,000 divided by 1,35,000 minus 1,20,000 to rate interval of 2. Then you should calculate and arrive at the interest rate, and using that interest rate you should be in a position to calculate interest. Hope you understand, all of you. Take the installment value, take the table value of the rate given in the question. நீங்க டிஸ்கவுண்ட் பண்றது should be made equal to cash price minus cash down, that is principal portion. Discounted installment should be equal to principal portion. அவ்வளவுதான். The basic concept of IRR. Find out that, sir, you told location of IRR. அதெல்லாம் வேணாம், எக்ஸாமுக்கு அதெல்லாம் வேண்டாம். location of IRR அதெல்லாம் வேணாம், விட்டுருங்க. There is no need. Only question will give you table value of two different rates. There is no need for location of IRR. Hope you are understanding. Since this area is important, just demonstrating the point. How to calculate the IRR portion. Do you understand this, my all of you? Using this, calculate the interest. Clear? Okay. About all the areas of calculations we completed, my dear friends. Whenever there is repossession, then agreed value should be compared with book value. Agreed value based on depreciation fixed by higher vendor. Book value based on depreciation provided by higher purchaser. This is book value. So based on that only you should find out the profit or loss on repossession. Profit or loss on repossession. Agreed value minus book value will give you profit or loss on repossession. Do you follow, my dear friends? One asset we purchased is supposed to pay 4 installment. We paid it 2. Third one did not pay. He came and repossessing it. At the time of repossession, our books one value is there, but he is telling some other value. Now find out that value called agreed value. Compare it with book value. Difference is profit or loss on repossession. All of you. That is a profit or loss on repossession from whose viewpoint? Purchaser viewpoint, vendor viewpoint, purchaser, vendor, purchaser, vendor. The profit or loss, whose viewpoint? It's from the viewpoint of higher purchaser. It is from the viewpoint of higher purchaser. Vendor at the date of repossession, no profit, no loss. He is taking the asset at an agreed value, that's all. Vendor no gain or loss. This is the gain or loss for higher purchaser. Now, vendor when na super pa. This agreed value come into his books, then he will do some service, repairs. That will be his book value. He will later on sell. At the time he will have sale value. Then difference between those two value, the profit or loss or vendor. Hope you understand, all of you. Purchase and the repossession time profit or loss arises to higher purchaser. This book value, whatever we are telling, is the book value of higher purchaser. Book value this much. He is telling he will take over at this much value only. About difference is profit or loss for higher purchaser. Vendor, suppose in our book value 80,000. You are telling it will be taken at 75,000. In that case, we have loss on repossession for higher purchaser 15,000. The vendor, he is taking the asset at 75,000. Servicing for 3,000. He is having a book value of 78. Selling for 84,000. He is having a profit of 6,000. Selling for 72,000 is having a loss of 6,000. Hope you are understanding this, all of you. The very simple computation problem also expected. That is why I am just explaining these. With this, I am putting an end to my discussion on higher purchase chapter. உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது doubts இருந்தா கேளுங்க. Chapter over. 120 hours completed. Hold drop ஆகுது. எதுவும் இல்லையே, எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக தானே இருக்கீங்க. ஓகே, objective of this class is not to solve important 5 questions, to recap all things discussed, which will help you in directly taking one RTP and solving all the questions from RTP. Spend maybe 6-7 hours to solve RTP. That's all. Adukku revision of various concepts I am doing. That's all. Okay, so you should not have different expectation. சார் 4 இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கொஸ்டின் பண்ணுவார், அதில் 3 கொஸ்டின் கண்டிப்பாக வரும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி நினச்சிக்கிட்டு வராது. யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கா? கேன் ஐ கண்டினியூ? So, my dear friends, now proceeding to, okay, super. Appo next it is single entry. Single entry we can't explain anything. Statement of affairs method problem means finding profit by comparing closing capital, add drawings, less additional capital. Sometimes there is a chance for 10 mark or 5 mark can come, minus opening capital, where this capital will be found out by taking assets minus liability by preparing opening SOA, closing SOA. Statement of affairs method. Conversion method. Conversion method. Solution, prepare trading account, P&L account, balance sheet. Decide hitting 4 or hitting 6 on 4 workings or 6 working. Opening SOA, cash book, cash column, bank column. Sometimes only one column. Debtors account, creditors account. Bills receivable account, bills payable. Regular single entry question used to come. Exceptionally only missed. Minimum 8 to 10 marks question normally will come. அதனால solve 1 or 2 conversion method problem, my dear friends. இந்த BRS question எல்லாம் வேணாம். If bills, okay, bills present na 6 இல்லனா 4, சூப்பர், அவ்வளவுதான். இது வேற ஒன்றும் அடிஷனலாக எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண முடியாது. டிஃபரெண்ட் குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் தான் எக்ஸிஸ்ட். ஆர்டிபிலேருந்து 1 or 2 கொஸ்டின் சால்வ், லெட்டர் ரைட்டிங் சம்மெல்லாம் சால்வ் பண்ணுவோம், அதெல்லாம் வேணாம். சும்மா நம்ம நாலேஜ் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணலாம். லெட்டர் ரைட்டிங் ப்ராப்ளம் அது இதுன்னு அனாவசியமாக கிளாஸில் சிலது பண்ணீங்களா, அதெல்லாம் வேண்டாம். நோ, ஒரு 1 or 2 ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ஆன் டு தீஸ் ப்ராப்ளம். ஓகே, இனஃப். Defalcation of cash, obviously yes, அது part and parcel of every small trader. Fire occurs, cashier abscond with the cash. இல்லனாலும் cashier will abscond with the cash. During fire, fire destroyed books of accounts and furniture அப்படின்னு நோட் மிஸ் பண்ணிடாதீங்க. furniture destroy ஆனதை நிறைய பேர் அன்னைக்கு மிஸ் பண்ணினீங்க. Then we solve the problem. Okay, so be careful and the fire destroying what and all check பண்ணிக்கோ. So other than that there is no big thing in single entry and all. We explained good chapter but nothing can be explained. Decide 4 working or 6 working, do simultaneous posting. So and proceed for first do simultaneous posting, balance the account which is eligible for balancing, balance the account which is eligible for the balancing. Velocity, credit or velocity அப்படியெல்லாம் எதுவும் காம்ப்ளிகேஷனும் கிடையாது சார். டேர்ன் ஓவர் ரேஷியோ எதுவுமே வேணாப்பா. 2 months அப்படின்னு சிம்பிளி கிவன்னா debtors 2 lakhs given represent 2 months sales. What is 12 months sales? 2 lakhs divided by 2. That's all. 2 months given, 2 lakhs given. About 2 lakhs represent 2 months of the credit sales. What is 12 months credit sales? 2 lakhs divided by 2 into 12. So what is turnover ratio, sir? Debtors velocity, debtors credit period 2 months given, debtors amount given, that amount represent 2 months of the credit sales. What is 12 months credit sales? Find out. Then accordingly find out cash sales if the proportion given, and find out the other missing information. Yes, hope you understood. Can I proceed? Where are the doubts? Doubts கேட்டா ஒரு acknowledgement தரணும். Sir, balance in bills payable amount is paid through bank. Yes. So அது நார்மலா if question doesn't specify anything na negotiable instrument transactions are received, settled through bank nu our assumption. Bank. Any other doubts that you have, please raise. So module 3 completed. Waiting for 1 minute to get any doubts that you have in those 6 chapters. 50 marks, 50 to 55 marks varum. Accounting standard 20 marks. இது ஒரு 55 to maybe 60 கூட கவர் ஆகும். அந்த மாடியூல் 2ல இருந்து ஒரு 45 marks to 50 marks, totally 125 marks paid. Okay, போலாமா? மாடியூல் 2 க்கு போலாமா? Okay, module 2. Module 2, my dear friends, financial statement of companies. Financial statement of companies la dividend, MGR oda remuneration, adukapram schedule 3. So my dear friends, dividend வந்து related dividend calculation we did lot of things. அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் எக்ஸாம்ல இதுவரை கேட்டதே இல்லை. We spend 1 or 2 hours for all those things. But you may revise payment of dividend out of reserves. Payment of dividend out of reserves. Just for your understanding, we are recapping those 3 conditions. 3 conditions should be satisfied. Maximum dividend, previous 3 years average. If you want to pay, sir, current year how much profit is there? No profit, sir. Last year profit? No. We have general reserve, sir. So we want to take general reserve for paying dividend? Yes, but some limits, ceiling is there. So that conditions. Maximum dividend you can pay previous 3 years average. Normally there is no limit for paying dividends. Normally, generally, that is, I have lot of profit this year. P&L shows lot of profits. How much percentage can be paid? Can I pay 250% dividend? Yes. Can I pay 500% dividend? Yes, because the percentage is not on profits. Percentage is on paid up share capital. Percentage is on paid up share capital. Hope you are understanding, all of you. So thereby, please understand, my dear friends, no limit for dividend if it is paid out of current year P&L balance or past P&L balance. But if you take reserves, then there is definitely limit for payment of dividend. Maximum dividend last 3 years average. How much you can withdraw? How much you can withdraw, my dear friends? You can withdraw 10% of paid up share capital plus free reserve. So share capital implies both equity and preference. So paid up share capital plus free reserves, adala 10%. The number, that much number, it is not that you are taking 10% of share capital, 10% of reserves. We are not taking from these two numbers. This is a number we are calculating. This much we can take from reserves. Much we can take from reserves. Hope you are following this, all of you. So how much you can withdraw? There is another condition which is actually informing about minimum retention, but indirectly says withdrawal. Actually, though it says that this much should be retained, but indirectly aduvum enna solluduna how much you can withdraw. So you withdraw anything, but you should retain how much na? It is 15% of paid up share capital should be retained. 15% of paid up share capital should be retained in a condition. So first these two conditions should be applied and see how much you can withdraw. See how much you can withdraw. After withdrawing, adjust current year loss. There is no other choice left. After withdrawing, adjust current year loss. So adjust current year loss, and then this is the amount available for payment. Check with the maximum payment. If the amount available is less, that much only you can pay. But if the amount available is more, then you have to limit the payment only to previous 3 years average dividend. Hope you are following this. All of you, first apply condition 2 and 3 and check how much you can withdraw. Then adjust current year loss. Balance is called available. Condition 1 says maximum payable. Adile whichever is less than you can pay. நம்ம சால்வ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ரீகால் பண்ணுங்க. இது ரொம்ப ஹைஃபை இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஏரியா கிடையாது. Managerial remuneration, my dear friends. Managerial remuneration, it is 5%, 10%, 11%, 1%, 3%. So 1 WTD 5%, more than 1 WTD it is 10%, overall it is 11%, overall it is 11%. PTD, if this MGR or WTD exists, it is 1%, and if it is no such MGR or WTD exists, then it is 3% of what? Of profits calculated as per section 198. Oh, on the calculation we had some additions and deductions, my dear friends. Very simple, trading profit plus all income. Capital nature income should not be taken. Capital nature income should not be taken. So then you should deduct various expenditures. We told you, my dear friends, the depreciation romba careful ah irukanum. Depreciation, so you should have taken that schedule 2 depreciation. Schedule 2 depreciation should have been properly provided for. Adha naabam vechukonga. Repairs expenditure, actual repairs should have been taken. Provisioning and all should not be taken for the repairs. And the mari capital nature repairs should not be taken. So all those things only we should remember for calculation of profit and apply this. And in case of losses, it is based on effective capital. It is based on effective capital. அது இன்னைக்கு சும்மா மெமரைஸ் பண்ண வேண்டாம். எக்ஸாமினேஷன் போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு தடவை அந்த டேபிளை பார்த்துக்கோங்க. All of you, effective capital negative or less than 5 crores. Hope you remember that, all of you. So அப்போ அந்த slab you try to understand about the effective capital, and also the 30 lakhs, 42 lakhs and 60 lakhs, 60 lakhs plus and the percentage in excess of that effective capital 250 crores. அதெல்லாம் ஒரு தடவை செக் பண்ண டேபிளை மட்டும் படிச்சுட்டு போங்க, because that is also an important area. Managerial remuneration in case of losses could be a 5-mark question. All of you, not only in terms of profit, in terms of losses also. All of you, Schedule 3 format, you know the balance sheet format. So solve one problem from the balance sheet, my dear friends. Okay, so you have equity and liability. Every chapter this is required, equity and liability. You have shareholders funds, share capital, reserves and surplus. The application money and all won't come normally. Non-current liabilities, current liabilities. Then you will have assets, non-current assets, current assets. So those basic format. Non-current assets will be having like A or number 1, you don't have separate heading. A 1 PP, that's all. You don't have A separate name. A you have 1 PP, and then you have intangible asset, capital work in progress, intangible asset and development format. Idella again examination one day before revision, just go through and go pick up and drop topic. Idella much things are not there, my dear friends, all of you. So you need not be worried much about this format now. Maybe like before the exam, go through, just glance through 1 or 2 sums about the financial statement of companies. But similarly also focus on this managerial remuneration area, my dear friends, in case of losses and in case of profits. This is problem areas in final accounts. Shall we proceed further? ஃபார்மேட் உங்களுக்கு தெரியுது, அதை ஃபுல்லாக இப்போ எழுதிட்டு இருக்க வேண்டாம். நான் கரண்ட் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட், லாங் டேர்ம் லோன்ஸ் அண்ட் டெஃபர்ட் டாக்ஸஸ், லாங் டேர்ம் லோன்ஸ் அண்ட் அட்வான்சஸ், ரெசிடுவல் கேட்டகரி, எப்போவுமே ஒரு டஸ்ட்பின் மாதிரி ரெசிடுவல் கேட்டகரி எல்லாத்துலேயும் இருக்கும். அதெல்லாம் யூ ஆல்ரெடி எக்ஸ்பிளைன். ஓகே, in profit and loss account of schedule 3, can you explain the stock adjustment as positive or negative? So no illappa, you yourself understand pa, trading account is there pa. Trading account la you have opening stock, you have closing stock. So what you are actually doing, 8 lakhs is an addition to expenditure side, and this is deduction from expenditure side. Actually closing stock you are saying the income, but actually cost of goods sold you are taking. Appo it is plus 8 lakhs minus plus opening minus closing. Plus opening minus closing that you are doing against expenditure. So against purchases, opening stock is added, closing stock is deducted. Appo SOPL la expenditure side la changes in inventory இப்படி வந்தா அப்ப என்ன பண்றீங்க? So expenditure side la plus 8 minus 7. அப்போ expenditure side la positive number or negative number? How much will come and how it will come? Opening stock 8 lakhs, closing stock 7 lakhs. Opening stock 8 lakhs, closing 7 lakhs. Appo how much will come, how it will come? 8 lakhs will come or 7 lakhs will come? 1 lakh தான் will come sir, and it will come as a positive number. அவ்வளவுதான். இந்த ட்ரேடிங்ல என்ன பண்றது ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. that is what coming in SOPL, companies SOPL. ஓகேவா? இதுவே இங்க 9 lakhs அப்படின்னா you should understand plus 8 lakhs minus 9 lakhs. அப்ப expenditure sideல it will be shown as a negative 1 lakh. hope you understand. Sabrish, ஒரு ட்ரேடிங்ல பண்ற அந்த விஷயத்தை தான் நெட் பண்ணி SOPL we are showing. that's all. கிளியரா? பக்காவா? okay. Any other doubts relating to financial statement of companies, please ask. Any other doubts related to financial statement of companies, please ask, my dear friends. Okay, so my dear friends, next we had a cash flow statement. You have operating cash flow, investing cash flow, financing cash flow. Net increase, cash and cash equivalent, opening, cash and cash equivalent, and closing in a format. It's a running format. You have opening, operating cash flow, investing cash flow, financing cash flow. So you have direct method, you have indirect method. And a direct method on operating activity, you take cash received from sales, debtors, this collection. Then payment wise for purchases and various expenses, deduct. You will have cash flow before tax, அதுக்கப்புறம் tax, அதுக்கப்புறம் you will have like before extraordinary, அதுக்கப்புறம் you have extraordinary cash flow. Like that you will arrive at under direct method. Direct method la working capital adjustment direct method la won't come. Actual receipts and payments only sales damba. Cash received from sales, debtors, cash paid for purchases, various expenses, cash flow before tax separate காமிக்கணும். Tax paid, cash flow before extraordinary, you will have net operating cash flow. Indirect method sir, if you start with retained profit, first convert into profit before tax. அதுக்கு what and all I should do? What and all appropriation made? What and all different appropriation? Generally 2 தான்ப்பா. Dividend if any, reserves if any. இதெல்லாம் add பண்ணு. Already deducted, added. அதுக்கப்புறம் taxும் added. You will get PBT. After PBT தான் you will have non-cash, non-operating items. Non-cash, non-operating items மேஜரா 5 items தான். Interest income, interest expense, profit on sale of asset, loss on sale of asset, depreciation and amortization. That's all. Sir, you told you won't tell list and all. அது அப்போ இப்போ ரிவிஷன்ல I will tell list. இவ்வளவுதான். நமக்கு இவ்வளவுதான். So what and all, sir? Retained profit. How do you get retained profit? If the question gives you balance sheet, two P&L balance, difference between two P&L balance is called retained profits. Add dividend if any declared in the current year. Dividend adjustment is not coming. அதெல்லாம் eliminated actually. Dividend you won't have trouble. You will have reserves. General reserve transfer. Other you add back. Tax that you will add back. You will get profit before tax. அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் கேஷ் நான் ஆப்பரேட்டிங் ஐட்டம்ஸ் இந்த ஐட்டம்ஸ் தான். இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட், இன்கம், எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ், ப்ராஃபிட் ஆன் சேல், லாஸ் ஆன் சேல், depreciation and amortization. This much only, all of you. Then we will have one more item called working capital adjustment. Increase or decrease in current assets and current liabilities. Actually, they are not inflows and outflows, but we remember that as inflows and outflows. Increase in current asset. What I should do, sir? What is the inflow outflow? Stock. Stock when it will increase when I buy. Cash, what will happen to cash? Goes out. For all current asset, adan. Like that, increase in current asset, outflow. Decrease in current asset, stock goes out, cash comes in. அப்போ டெட்டாஸ் லாஜிக்கெல்லாம் பார்க்காது. ஸ்டாக்கை வச்சு எல்லா கரண்ட் அசெட்டும் அப்ளை பண்ணு. அதே மாதிரி யூ அப்ளை ஃபார் லைபிலிட்டிஸ். இன்க்ரீஸ் இன் லைபிலிட்டி. when will liability will increase? When you borrow money. ஓஹோ அப்போ cash will come in. ஓஹோ அப்போ increase in liability, inflow. Decrease in liability, outflow. That much you remember. லாஜிக்கெல்லாம் ஆல்ரெடி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் in the classroom. All of you. நமக்கு this much only required. Inflow or outflow that you take. அதுக்கப்புறம் you will have operating cash flow before tax. அதுக்கப்புறம் before extraordinary, you will have net operating cash flow. Hope you are understanding this, all of you. But difference between these two methods is finding operating cash flow with the help of profit. Finding operating cash flow by taking actual receipts and payments. Direct method. Indirect method with the help of profit. Hope you remember. Investing financing activity ரெண்டுத்துலயும் சேம் தான். It is purchase of asset, sale of asset. Interest received, dividend received. Financingல issue of shares, repayment of loan, taken loan, interest paid, dividend paid. Like that, my dear friends. Okay. So Banco D is a financing item. Do not take it as current asset or current liability. Bank overdraft is a financing activity item. It is short-term borrowings. It is not part of cash equivalent. Banco D, financing activity. Banco D, opening to close increased. Increased, financing activity inflow. Banco D reduced. Financing activity outflow. Fine. Thank you. Super. Any other doubt that you have, please raise. Quick. So what is the effect of TDS paid on interest earned in CFS? So my dear friends, dividend totally 1 lakh, TDS 10,000. So we received in bank only 90,000. So standard says that in cash flow statement show dividend investing activity show dividend 1 lakh as inflow. Even though you received cash of 90,000, you should show gross amount of dividend and show tax 10,000 outflow in the same activity. Then TDS for the reflection, my dear friends. Provision for tax, advance tax, provision for tax. First of all, opening 5 lakhs, closing 6 lakhs. Now, advance tax, my dear friends, it is like opening, it is like 4,50,000. And closing it is like 5,40,000. What you should understand, this advance tax is relating to this 5 lakhs. So thereby normally what we do, if the advance tax information not given, this opening balance paid in the current year, closing balance taken out of current year profits. Do you remember? Only thing is, if you have advance tax, the 5 lakhs when you pay, first adjust opening advance tax. This advance tax is relating to this 5 lakhs. Adjust that advance tax 4,50,000. Balance you have to pay. This 6 lakhs is no way connected to the opening. So it is by P&L 6 lakhs, which will be reversed, which will be added back to profits. In the closing advance tax represent money paid in the current year. Money paid in the current year. But total money paid how much, sir? 5,40,000 advance tax of current year. Then 50,000 that last year or a shortfall. Total payment is 5,90,000. For acknowledgements. Indirect method there is a need for showing the breakup of profit before tax. Either question is giving profit before tax, well and good. Question not giving profit before tax, wherever you start, but at least you should show the breakup up to profit before tax. Adukapram da the non-cash, non-operating item. Doubts in the killing. Sometimes they will give 7 to 10 items. They will ask you to classify operating, investing, financing. Adala ungalku theriyum. Suppose, my dear friends, loan given to employees. Loan given to employees. Loan given to employees. Operating. Operating. Loan taken from employees. Loan taken from employees. That is financing. That is financing. Loan given to employees operating. That is employees in the loan that is financing activity. Okay. That is madri cash equivalent agununa. Question should not merely mention marketable securities. Question should not merely mention short-term investment. Question should mention that it is like 3 months maturity, insignificant risk of change in value. அப்படின்ட்டு ரொம்ப specific information ஏதாவது இந்த ரெண்டு எது சொன்னாலும் we can take it as, you can assume as cash equivalent. Simply given current investment or short term investment doesn't make it as cash equivalent. Marketable securities அதோட சேர்த்து insignificant risk of change in value அப்படின்னு givenனா அப்ப indirectly they are using the AS3 ஓட terminologies. அப்ப we can say it is cash equivalent. Otherwise do not take it as cash equivalent. அப்ப loan taken is always financing activity. Yes, loan taken is always financing activity. அதுவே loan taken by bank இருந்தால் loan taken by bank இருந்தா அது may not be operating. Will not be operating. Okay. அப்போ அந்த மாதிரி இந்த bank related CFS லாம் won't come to you. Classification they may ask you such things. Suppose 5 mark question that they want to test na, you should be really careful in reading those things. Okay. Interest paid by bank. Interest paid by bank. Interest paid by bank is not investing, but it is paid by bank. It's operating. Bank interest paid by bank. அப்போ அது operating. Okay. Dividend paid by bank. ஒரு bank, நான் தான் bank dividend payment பண்றேன். Dividend payment financing. Interest payment operating. ஆனா dividend payment financing. Shares issue பண்ற activity இருக்குல்ல அது எப்பவுமே financing. அதுக்கு dividend கொடுக்கிறோம் அது வந்து financing. இதுவே interest payment அப்படின்றது on the deposits taken, so thereby it will be understood as operating. Hope you are understanding this, all of you. அந்த classification ஒரு தடவை செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஒரு 2-3 problems on classifications you have. ஒரு 10-15 items are given. They will ask you to classify operating, investing, financing. அதை ஒரு தடவை go through பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Okay, so that's all cash flow statement, my dear friends. Can I proceed further, all of you? My dear friends, profit or loss prior to incorporation problem area is actually a very easy. You need to, what you should do, take incomes, take expenses. Income generally you will have only sales or directly gross profit, either sales or gross profit. And expenses so many low to risk items. You are supposed to apportion this into pre-incorporation period, post-incorporation period. You are supposed to apportion this into pre-incorporation period and post-incorporation period. The apportionment you have, my dear friends, various bases. One is on the basis of time. Pre-incorporation period, post-incorporation period. Say 3 months, 9 months, 4 months, 8 months, 5 months, 7 months, like that. Time, ratio. The other one is sales ratio. The other one is direct allocation. Certain things, my dear friends, are again based on the facts. It is not, we will say specific allocation. Specific allocation. That is purely guided by the facts. Guided by the facts, my dear friends. அது எப்படி சார் அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது இருக்கானா? எஸ், அந்த மாதிரி சிலது இருக்கு. For example, my dear friends, there will be certain interest. What happens now? This interest normally vary with time, but the loan during the pre-incorporation period was 5 lakhs, and after incorporation the loan was raised to 8 lakhs, and you have interest, my dear friends. Appo naturally it will not have time proportion. It is not sales proportion. It is not direct allocation. Direct means exclusive pre, exclusive post. That is called direct allocation. Specific abdina, you should take the terms and conditions, facts eduthu specific allocate pannu. Hope you are understanding this, all of you. You have already seen that problem. In one of the problem, you have taken like this. In the post incorporation period, additional space was rented. Appa rent allocation was on a specific allocation basis and not based on exclusively pre, exclusively post, not based on time and sales ratio. It is based on some specific allocation. Extra space used, appo post extra rent, and the very fact should be considered, my dear friends, all of you. The effect of a raise in the gross profit, எனக்கு அது புரியல என்ன கேக்குறீங்க அப்படின்ட்டு. So if the margin increases, then you should take the weighted application, the margin and the time. So you should find out time ratio, you should find out sales ratio, specific allocation, direct allocation. All 2-3 questions, my dear friends, on to this pre-post incorporation and all. Tax audit is to apportion on basis of sales only, no sir. Tax audit, since it is varying with the sales, yes. So statutory audit, very importantly, preliminary expenses written off. So where do you take preliminary expenses? Fully post. Direct allocation, exactly. So preliminary expense, pre-incorporation period or expenses தானே அப்படின்னு கிடையாது. It's related to company and thereby it should be fully post. அதே மாதிரி தான் MD salary, debenture interest இதெல்லாம் exclusively applicable to companies and all. So solve 2-3 questions, automatically everything will be covered. Need not solve 20 problems and all. ஒரு basic technique of computing sales ratio by looking into which month sales is triple, twice, half of the proper numbers expressed panna, you can easily compute the sales ratio. Time ratio is purely based on period. Please compute and solve the problem, my dear friends. Is how you take the profit or loss prior to incorporation, my dear friends. As far as bonus issue is concerned, அது ஒரு சாப்டரே இல்லை, ரொம்ப easiest chapter, my dear friends. What is that you have? They give declared bonus, give journal entry, reserves to bonus to equity share capital, bonus to equity shareholders, equity share. These are 2 entries. Only thing is, you should know that the reserves available for bonus, we have CRR, you have securities premium, you have capital reserve, you have general reserve, you have P&L. If no order given, this is the order normally we take. There is no compulsion. The question can give any other directions and all. Normally we take CRR for the purpose of bonus. If CRR exists, we will use CRR first. then we'll use securities premium. CRR only one purpose, thereby we use only CRR first. Security premium few purpose we have, adanaல second. Capital reserve, general reserve, P&L account we use, my dear friends. Anna, you know that these two can be used only for issue of fully paid bonus. If the question involves two type of bonus, partly paid share converted into fully paid, அதுக்கப்புறம் issue of fully paid, ரெண்டு bonus இருக்கு. அப்போ we can use only general reserve P&L account, including capital reserve also can be used. இந்த ரெண்டு item can be used only for issue of fully paid bonus share. அத ஞாபகம் வெச்சுக்கோங்க. அப்போ usage of reserves அப்புறம் entry. So simple 5 mark question க்கு bonus entries can come, my dear friends. Easiest area. இதோட சேர்த்து லாஸ்டா நம்ம நடத்தின ஒரு விஷயம் தான் EPS. EPSல we discussed a concept called X right price, theoretical X right price. அப்போ அது group 1ல, அப்போ EPS group 2 தானே சார்னா? இல்லல, group 1ல value of rights னு computation 5 marks வரும். ரெகுலரா question asking, last 2 வரல, exam வரல, இந்த தடவை நிறைய சான்ஸ் இருக்கு. Value of rights. So how to calculate value of rights, my dear friends? It is like this, my dear friends. See, Mr. A hold 50,000 shares. Hold 50,000 shares. Okay, so which he purchased for rupees 80 per equity market price. Now there is additionally he can buy 10,000 rights at rupees 60. So question is like, no, what is the value of rights? What is the value of rights? So he recently purchased 50,000 shares for 80 rupees. அப்ப அதுதான் market price. Now 10,000 rights he can buy for 60 rupees from the company directly. All of you. அப்ப how to find out the theoretical X right price? How to find out theoretical X right price? Is 3,000 into 80 existing wealth plus proceeds 10,000 into 6 divided by the total number of shares he will be holding. அப்போ 50,000 5 lakhs into 8 40 lakhs plus 10,000 into 60 60 lakhs இல்ல 6 lakhs 6 lakhs divided by 60,000. So what is this? 46 lakhs by 60,000. 76.67. சரி, இதுக்கு பேரு theoretical X right price. The question will ask you what is the expected market price after rights. அதுக்கு ஆன்சர் இதான் 76.67. Question will also ask you what is the value of right. It is 80 rupees before the right price and after the right expected market price 76.67. The value of right is 3 rupees 33 paise. Hope you are understanding this. All of you, could be a definite 5 mark question this time. Do you follow, my dear friends? RTP ல இருக்கு. You please solve that question. I had this doubt for a long time. Is there any restriction in the Companies Act to utilize the capital reserve apart from the restriction of not issuing dividend from them? No, my dear. Capital reserve, see, first of all, bonus what you can use now, what is otherwise available for dividend free reserves now. So CRS specifically allowed. Now only thing is capital reserve, wherever it is restricted for dividend, it will also be restricted for bonus also. If it is restricted for dividend, it is restricted for bonus also. So which means unrealized amounts, unrealized capital reserve cannot be used for bonus also. Those capital reserve arising from amalgamations called unrealized. But you have restriction. Can I proceed, all of you? Two topics are there: redemption of preference capital debentures, redemption of preference capital and debentures. ரெண்டுமே redemption மாதிரி அப்படினாலும் ரெண்டுமே extremely different topic altogether. Redemption of preference capital, my dear friends, it's an easy accounting because there is no buyback of own preference share concept. It's simple payment to shareholders, preference capital debit, premium on redemption debit to preference shareholders, accounting wise, due, payment, preference shareholders to bank. After redemption, you are supposed to create CRR if required. The appropriate reserves will be taken and you will be transferred to CRR. The moon entry தான் CRR இவ்வளவுதான். I mean, இதோட சேர்த்து they will also connect bonus. After redemption, they created CRR, they also issued bonus. அப்போ CRR to bonus. அப்புறம் bonus to equity capital. So, redemption related மூணே entry தான். Redemption due, payment, creating CRR if required. What do you say if required, sir? All redemption doesn't require CRR. If the redemption was entirely made out of dash, no CRR. If the redemption was entirely out of dash, no CRR. Fresh issue, super. Which means balance sheet la preference capital number அது eliminated by issue of new equity capital na ஒரு share capital reduces இன்னொரு share capital comes na CRR வேண்டாம், otherwise CRR required. அவ்வளவுதான் reason. Understood? Issue na this much share capital should come. அதனால you can't take the premium price and so this much face value reduce, correspondingly this much face value increase, no CRR required. Otherwise whatever shortfall in this increase in share capital, that much we need to create CRR. Easy. Very easy. Understood? சரி, அப்போ அந்த CRR qualifying result you can use for CRR also. Obviously, general reserve and P&L you will use for creating CRR, and that will CRR will be created, and CRR will be used for issue of bonus shares. That's the basic concept. Only thing is some computations will be there. So in the chapters spicy ஆக்கிறதுக்கு the authors created some spicy problems. They want to have minimum reduction in reserves. They want to have a maximum usage of reserves and minimum fresh issue. அந்த மாதிரி conditions கொடுத்து they will ask you how much should be the fresh issue or how much should be the CRR. That some conditional problems will be there. அது you have to solve, my dear friends, all of you. Which means additional இது face value of preference share capital redeemed should be equal to face value of fresh issue plus CRR. CRR in the equation you can easily create. அதே மாதிரி இந்த premium on redemption, my dear friends, premium on redemption can be adjusted against securities premium. Security premium not available na it has to be adjusted against the P&L or general reserve, my dear friends. So on the calculations all should be applied. That's all. So basic accounting entries, accounting for redemption easy. Redemption அப்படி இல்ல, accounts கொஞ்சம் issues are there. Debenture la, but preference share redemption easy accounting. Some simple calculations may be involved. That you should apply and calculate, my dear friends. Okay. That bank thing also, can you please tell me, tell that maximum funds are used from bank after leaving a balance. I don't know what is there for me to tell theriyala. Adu again different conditions can be laid out, my dear friends. So they have to have this much money in the bank balance. So obviously you have to leave that much bank balance na balance money you have to find out by fresh issue. So again that facts you should consider. So if the question, see, for redemption you need money, and question says that so you have to leave this much money or minimum bank balance only should be used. Like that different condition can be established. You look into that condition, accordingly you calculate. It says application of common sense. The question will give you all the directions. Maybe since when you learn the chapter, you are coming across a chapter for the first time, you find it like, என்னென்னோ புதுசு புதுசாக இருக்குன்ட்டு. இன்னும் இல்லை, management decide one condition. According to the condition, you are allowed to, you are supposed to make some simple computation. Solve that 1 or 2 questions, you can easily cover up that area, my dear friend. Then you have redemption of debentures. Redemption of debentures, my dear friends, that without fund and all, very remote. So directly you understand about redemption with fund only. Redemption with fund. Redemption with fund. So in redemption with fund, my dear friends, when you redeem with fund, debenture, whenever you create it, debenture, redemption, fund having some balance, debenture account has been redeemed, paid back, fund balance will go to general reserve. This fund created out of P&L over the period, the fund created out of the P&L over the period, and also, my dear friends, and also the interest that has been generated from the investment, the interest that has been generated from the investment. When you have fund, you will also have investment. Debenture reduction. This investment will fetch some interest. That interest normally goes to P&L, but if it is relating to this investment, that interest will come to fund. So basic accounting solunga sir, idu puriyala sir. Bank to debenture, you borrowed money. To repay this money, you are planning how money can be generated, or that from profit only you are setting aside some amount. Profit you set aside. Now what happens in the balance sheet is, whenever you earn profit, say 5 lakhs, that is in your balance sheet. Now when you say profit la or 2 lakhs debenture kaga eduthu veppona, adu automatically it is not taken care of. Ipo இந்த 3 lakhs இந்த cashல இருக்கு, இந்த 2 lakhs இந்த cashல இருக்கு. What you are doing is that you are making a specific investment. ஐயோ sound போச்சா? Hello. So in the cash 2 lakhs, so you are making an investment. 2 lakhs investment to bank. But whenever you create P&L to fund, you should also make an investment. Every balance sheet liability item will have some assets. I told you. Schedule 3 la. What is the difference between a reserve and a fund? Reserve na, you don't have earmarked investment. So reserve ஒன்று இருந்தது பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட்ல இருக்குன்னா, இதுக்கு அகைன்ஸ்ட் ஏதோ அசெட் இருக்கு, சம் அசெட் இருக்கு. அதே ஃபண்ட் நீ சொன்னா, அப்போ இந்த அசெட் தான் இந்த பர்பஸ்க்காக வச்சிருக்கோம்னு சொல்றதுதான் ஃபண்ட். thereby when you transfer from P&L to fund, some cash will be made as a specific asset representing that particular fund, and when you use that money for payment of debenture, so using money how? Cash to investment, debenture to bank, then this fund will go to general reserve. What basic accounting for redemption, my dear friends. Not in elaborate form we can explain now. Call பண்ணி பாருங்க, doubts இருந்தா personal message போடுங்க, we can just discuss. Okay. In addition to this, normal ஒரு 10th question debenture 10th question என்னமோ நினைக்கிறேன், இந்த conversion of debentures and the sum marked as very important. It can come for an 8 marks or 10 mark question. Partly it is converted, partly it is and partly paid in cash. அந்த மாதிரி sum இருக்கு. So you have debenture debit, premium on redemption debit, பேனா கூட எழுதல, டைம் ஆச்சு நினைக்கிறேன், to debenture holders, then debenture holders debit to equity share capital to cash. Like that you have a thing. So how much is converted into equity, how much is converted into how much was paid in cash, அந்த மாதிரி information will be given. So solve that particular problem also very very important, my dear friends. Can you explain underwriters commission part? Underwriters commission, my dear friend, when you issue debentures, if it is underwritten, then you have to pay underwriting commission. இதில் என்ன இது டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்குன்னு தெரியலையப்பா. அண்டர்ரைட்டிங் கமிஷன் டு பேங்க், திஸ் த பேமெண்ட்ஸ். பட் இதுவே சின்ஸ் யூ ஆர் இஷ்யூயிங் டிபென்ச்சர்ஸ், யூ ஆர் சப்போஸ் டு ரிசீவ் மணி ஃப்ரம் அண்டர்ரைட்டர்ஸ் டுவர்ட்ஸ் டிபென்ச்சர்ஸ் அண்ட் யூ ஆர் சப்போஸ் டு பே மணி டு அண்டர்ரைட்டர்ஸ் ஆஸ் அண்டர்ரைட்டிங் கமிஷன், தோஸ் டு அமௌண்ட் வில் பி செட் aside and final payment will be paid. That's all. நீங்கள் என்ன கேட்குறீங்கன்னு தெரில, யாரு கேட்குறது தெரில. அபிலாஷ், கேன் யூ எக்ஸ்பிளைன் அண்டர்ரைட்டர் கமிஷன்? என்ன கான்டெக்ட்? அண்டர்ரைட்டர் கமிஷன் என்னன்னு சொல்லணுமா, இல்லை அதோட அக்கௌண்டிங் சொல்லணுமா? பேசிக் கான்செப்ட் இஸ் when there is an underwriting concept, underwriter commission company should pay to the underwriter, underwriter should pay money for debentures to the company, both will set netted off, final settlement will be made to the underwriters. That is finally amount will be received from underwriters towards debenture or money will be paid after setting for the commission. வேற என்ன எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் கேட்குறீங்கன்னு தெரியல. பர்சன்டேஜ் calculation கேட்கல. பர்சன்டேஜ் should always be calculated on face value. Suppose like we issue 10 lakhs debentures and 8 lakhs subscribed by public, 2 lakhs only subscribing by underwriters. We should pay commission on 10 lakhs debentures. We should pay commission. They are taking risk for 10 lakhs. Now the underwriters commission related in all of you. Unit 1ல ஒரு ஏரியா நம்ம we want to take it, I mean module 1ல which is framework. frameworkல இருந்து ஒரு 5 mark question come. அதுவும் நம்ம accounting standard segment ஓட we will discuss, my dear friends. last timeல they tested உங்களுக்கு lucky people capital maintenance concept, physical capital maintenance, financial capital maintenance concept. அதனால இந்த தடவை அந்த going concern problem நான் கிளாஸ்ல உங்களுக்கு சால்வ் பண்ணி சொல்லி I ask you to solve அந்த question high chance இருக்கு. cash method accrual method problemமும் high chance இருக்கு. cash method accrual method problem. RTPல கேட்ட சம்மும் ஒரு சான்ஸ் இருக்கு. RTPல கேட்ட சம்மும் RTPல liability definition பேஸ் பண்ணி அந்த question is tested, அதுக்கும் high chance இருக்கு. framework லேந்து வரக்கூடிய question. all the accounting standards we can discuss on November 1st morning, say 6:30 to 9 ஒரு 2.5 hour செஷன்ல we can discuss. அது 2 to 5 செஷன் கிடையாது, 6:30 to 9, so that you will have adequate time for revising. so that November 2nd தான் உங்க எக்ஸாம் நினைக்கிறேன். November 2nd 2 to 5 கரெக்டா? so அதுக்கு we are having that morning revision for accounting session. அதே மாதிரி advanced accounting அந்த டைம்ல நாளைக்கு நம்ம மீட் பண்றது advanced accounting session over willing to write advanced accounting exam or seriously intended of writing exam prepare பண்ணலனா கூட எழுதணும்னு என்ன இருந்ததுன்னா நீங்க அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க. இதே மாதிரி மொத்த சப்ஜெக்ட்டையும் ரிவைஸ் பண்ணலாம். ஓகே, ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா கொஞ்சம் கேளுங்க. you have any specific doubts please raise. எல்லாரும் நல்லா வரணும், எல்லாம் நல்லா படிக்கணும். I am also tensed only. அந்த பேட்ச் அப்படி had no excellent இது நல்ல ஒரு எனர்ஜெட்டிக் பேட்ச் தான். ஸோ lot of expectation, huge expectation we have about this batch. so நிறைய ஹை ரிசல்ட் வரணும், நல்லா படிங்க. சிம்பிளான விஷயங்கள் தான். பாஸ்ட்ல ஒரு பேஜ் லாஸ்ட் செகண்ட்ல நடந்தது கூட we cannot change anything. so don't have any form of regret. பெட்டரா பண்ணிருக்கலாம், பெட்டரா கவனிச்சிருக்கலாம், எதுவுமே யோசிக்காது. எதுவுமே மாற்ற முடியாது. நம்பர் 1, பயப்படுறதுனால எதுவும் எக்ஸ்ட்ராவா நடக்காது. ஆனா பயப்படாம இருந்தோம்னா கொஞ்சம் பெட்டரா பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ ரெக்ரெட்டும் ஒரு மாதிரி ஃபியர் ஆஃப் ஃபெயிலியரும் சேர்ந்து நம்மள பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸை கேவலப்படுத்தி விட்டுரும். ரெக்ரெட்டும் வேண்டாம், பாஸ்ட் பத்தி ரெக்ரெட்டும் வேண்டாம். வாட் இஃப் ஃபெயில், சப்போஸ் எக்ஸாம் ஹேப்பன், நத்திங் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி த எண்ட். அதனால அந்த ஃபியர் எலிமெண்ட்டும் வேண்டாம். நம்ம இருப்போம், நெக்ஸ்ட் வாட் எவர் டைம் அவைலபிள் லெட் மீ டூ மை பெஸ்ட். அதுக்கப்புறம் எக்ஸாம்ல என்னால முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு எழுதுவேன், காம்னஸ் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணி எழுதுவேன், எனக்கு வரதுதான் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கோங்க. ஓகேவா? ஸோ ஒரு மாதிரி அரகன்ஸும் ஆகக்கூடாது, ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் நடுவில் இருக்கணும். ஒரு ஹம்பிள்னஸுக்கும் கான்ஃபிடென்ஸ் அந்த அந்த ஸ்டேஜில் இருக்கணும். ஓவர் அரகன்ஸும் வரக்கூடாது, அட் த சேம் டைம் தேவையில்லாத ரெக்ரெட்ஸ் வரக்கூடாது. இந்த லாஸ்ட் நம்ம நல்லா படிச்சு இப்போ உட்காந்து யோசிப்போம், அதை வேணாம், பெட்டரா பண்ணியிருக்கலாமே அது யோசிப்போம். அதே மாதிரி என்ன ஆகும் என்ன ஆகும், அது வந்தா என்ன ஆகும், இது வந்தா என்ன ஆகும். அவன் வந்து கூப்பிடுறான், டேய் சார் சொன்ன ஒரு ஏரியா விட்டா இருப்பான், அந்த ஏரியா நிறைய வரும். ஓ அதனால ஒன்றும் கிடையாது, உனக்கு தெரியறதை வச்சு பில்ட் பண்ணு. ஓகே, ஸோ வாட் யூ ஹாவ், வாட் யூ கெயின்ட், அதை வச்சு பில்ட் பண்ணுங்க. நானும் ஒருத்தன் ஃபோன் பண்ணி தேவையில்லாத விஷயத்தை இது பண்ணுவான். 125 மார்க்ஸில் 5 மார்க்கை பற்றி மண்டையை உடைச்சு 120 மிஸ் பண்ணாதீங்கன்னு சொல்கிறேன். ஸோ அதனால் 75 மார்க்ஸ் நல்லா வருது, அதை பற்றி சந்தோஷப்படு. ஸோ கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் பார்க்கும்போதும் அதே தான் இருக்கணும். ஸோ எல்லாராலையும் முடியும், கான்ஃபிடென்ஸ் ரொம்ப கீ. ஓகே, ஸோ டாக்ஸேஷன் எல்லா சப்ஜெக்ட் இப்போ சொல்கிற விஷயங்கள் அப்ளிகபிள் ஃபார் ஆஸ் இட் இஸ் அப்ளிகபிள் ஃபார் ஆல் சப்ஜெக்ட். மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், டூ வெல், கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டாக பண்ணுங்க. எல்லாம் சமத்து பசங்க, நல்ல பசங்க, நல்லா வருவீங்க. ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ, ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட். நல்லா ப்ரே பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வேற எக்ஸாமினேஷனுக்கு முன்னாடி எப்படி இருக்கணும் அப்படின்றத அன்னைக்கு சொல்றேன். நவம்பர் 1 அன்னைக்கு சொல்றேன். அன்னைக்கு தான் கையெல்லாம் நடுங்க உங்களுக்கு. ஓகே, ரைட் ரைட். சப்ஜெக்ட் நம்ம அழகாயிட்டீங்க, கலர்